All right, everybody. Welcome to tonight's episode of Adventure Rolls Winds of Calamity, episode 17. 17 episodes of this already. Ooh, that just hit me at how crazy that is. But thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We are glad that you all are here. Thank you so much, Mike, for the sub. 13 months. 13 months.
Baker's dozen.
That's true. It is a baker's dozen. You're not wrong. I can't argue with that.
Funny, but all right.
Do you have food on your
Didn't
I just think it's funny because we were
that.
talking about food like before we got live.
Yeah,
so.
no, we were talking about food, and the food conversations is this going to be the thing? So last week the theme, or 2 weeks ago, the theme was romance. Is the theme tonight just going to be food?
Food.
Can be.
And the 3 weeks before that was Top Gun, so I don't even
That's
know.
true. It was Tom.
And that's gonna come out next week. That's what comes out next week.
No!
For speed.
Oh, that's right. It does come out next week. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. We're glad that you all are here and been joining us for all these episodes. As always, if you are unable to catch us live, you can always do so. Either the VODs are immediately right after or every Friday morning on my YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, just wanted to say, as always, thank you so much from all of us to you for the support you've been showing this. It's hard to put into words, really, because episode 5 officially joined the 100 views club. So I genuinely don't know what to say. Just thank you all so much. It means the world to us that people can enjoy this game along with us and these characters. So just sincerely, thank you. Apart from that, I don't really think we have any other announcements. Again, thank you for understanding for us having to take last week off. We're excited to continue this adventure. But I think you all are tired of hearing me talk. Let's go ahead and introduce the rest of our party tonight, starting with Rachel.
Hi, I am Rachel. What do I say again? It feels like
It's been 2 weeks. It's okay.
Made it faster name.
I haven't streamed in a week, but it feels like I haven't streamed in 3 months. Like it's
For
man.
real.
Okay,
I
so
think it
but
has been 3
hi.
months for me.
Oh really?
It's been a while.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Okay, well, hi, I'm Rachel. I stream in Marquee Gaming on Mondays at 3:30 CST. I like to do art streams. It's really fun. We all hang out, talk about random stuff. This week I did move my art stream to Wednesday, so I'm going to be doing it probably at like 12:30 or 1. I'll start. So come hang out with me. It'll be a good time. I'm working on a robot. Automatron guy, so it's gonna be fun. Very shiny. It's gonna be good. And for this game, I play Cizri, a Tweely rogue paladin who has a camera now. I'm excited about it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. She does have a picto box now, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah. That's it. I'm done.
Perfect.
I did it.
All right, next over, her twin brother, Mike.
Hi, my name is Michael. I also go by Bardic Dice here on this streaming platform we call Twitch. But I'm also the other half of the Twilight Twin duo. I play Avum, who is a level 3 rogue mastermind, so he tries to aid everyone else. And a level 3 Oracle that we brought in from Pathfinder, which has been a lot of fun with his time manipulation. Speaking of time, we are still streaming twice a week, Wednesdays and Thursdays, but we have actually finished up our Wednesdays Feywild game. We wrapped that up last week, so we'll do a little bit of a kind of a just chatting stream tomorrow. Talking about the campaign, talking about that. Hopefully our players will be in the chat and we'll be able to discuss things with that as well. But we have a really, really big announcement on the next project coming up after this. So you definitely want to be there tomorrow because we'll be having a reveal trailer and a giveaway. So you definitely want to be there for that stream tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to get a copy of Mordecai's something of the multiverse, whatever exactly it's called. What is it?
Multiverse of Madness.
Multiverse. Yeah, Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, it's Doctor Strange's.
There's so many things with the
Oh, it's
multiverse
Dr.
now.
Strange.
Like,
That's in the other verse, is what it's called.
Monsters
we
of the
will be-
Multiverse, I think it's called.
Yeah. But we will be back Thursday as well for Fates United. I know we've been off a couple weeks, so we'll get back to that as well for that. So both nights, Wednesdays, Thursdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Definitely don't want to miss tomorrow. So.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a great time. So, so sad that Feywild is over, but it was a great campaign. And speaking of Feywild, the other member that was a part of that amazing crew, Silent.
Oh man, I actually forgot Feywild's not.
Yeah, no.
Silent starts to have a crisis. Are you okay?
What am I doing tomorrow?
No.
Well, actually, I do know what I'm doing tomorrow. But hi everyone, my name is Silent. I do occasionally stream maybe every once every full moon, I guess. I don't know. It's been a month. I just checked. It's been a month since I last streamed. So there's that.
That means you want to catch them because they're exclusive and amazing, so don't miss it when he streams.
That is very true.
It's all about how you twist things, man.
Right?
You're like a shiny Pokemon.
Hopefully things will get more consistent because I am going in for a job interview tomorrow. So hopefully that will be. It's the second one. It's a second interview, so they asked me to come back for another one.
Nice.
So I am hoping it works out. But yeah, there's that.
Tip,
And-
tap dance for them. They'll love it.
Actually,
you'll
that's
get
perfect.
the
That's
Or they'll
it's funny
hate
because
it.
I actually
and
do
you
know
won't
how to
get the
tap
job.
dance.
Oh, well, there we go.
I actually do know how to tap dance. So there's that.
What? I didn't know that.
I'm a man of many talents, apparently.
Apparently, I didn't know you could tap. Okay, this is
Yeah, amateur level, but yeah, I can somewhat tap dance.
still.
Food,
But yeah.
Top Gun, tap dance.
But yeah, thank you so much for the good luck, guys, and yeah. Anyways, coming back to this, my character, his name is Eric. He is the flyboy of the group, and yeah,
No, you see,
That's him.
no, you see, Flyboy. That's James Franco.
I mean, I could call him Maverick.
Yeah, no, I don't worry. I was just referencing a movie that no one remembers from like the mid 2000s.
Okay, fair.
All right, and finally rounding out our chaotic crew tonight, our Tony Stark of the group, Adek.
Hi everybody, I'm Mark, and I also am on Marquee Gaming with Rachel, and yeah, we do have a D&D game we usually play on Sundays, but we're taking a break currently from that, but there still is stuff we're doing on Sundays. One of these weeks, possibly this week, we might be playing Mario Party, and it's on between me and Rachel. There's a few rivalries from the last time where I snuck it away from her right at the last second and
So maddening.
won it. So bet all your channel points on me. That's the way to go.
Really fun to watch, actually. Just the frustration level.
I remember the first one I watched. I was like, ooh,
Yeah,
it's,
no.
it's real chill at the start, but then it just gets escalated
Yep.
in competitiveness.
Seriously, if you guys play Mario Party on Sunday, I'm being honest, that is something you do not want to miss. It is
It's really
it
fun.
is
You don't. It's so fun.
glorious.
It's a good time.
It is an experience, and I love it.
But yeah, I play Attic here on this channel. He is a level 5 Sheikah Artificer. So he is like Tony Stark, kind of. I'm still listening to my jam music for pumping up and getting into Attic's mindset before tonight, because it has been a little bit since I played him. So gotta get back into it. But yeah, he's decked out in his arbor and ready to go.
So if he's Iron Man, does that mean he's gonna do the whole sacrifice play at the end of the game? Is that what's gonna happen? Oh, okay.
We'll see what happens.
Sorry, I haven't checked the script yet. I haven't read
Yeah,
ahead.
no,
so.
shit is it. All right. So, and if you haven't joined already, go ahead and join the Tavern Discord filled with amazing people. We support each other. You can also check out other D&D streams throughout the week in the interim of absence of things like beacons or whenever Fates or Winds isn't live. And we can go from there. Also, you can post amazing gifts into the Winds of Calamity channel and try to break us. Trust me, it's going to be very easy to break me. I like to laugh. So it doesn't take a lot to break me. Apart from that, everyone, I think we are all good to go. So, with that, let's go ahead and dive into tonight's episode of Winds of Calamity. When last we left our heroes, specifically the group known as Cizri's Angels, you all had begun sailing with the crew of the Flying Moldolga, captained by the one Queen Lydia of the Gerudo Pirates. You are seeking to head up to Zoro's domain, which will take about 2 weeks of travel to make it there, to drop off the princess known as Mira, in order to deliver her to King Sidon, along with the Zora's Sapphire. A jewel that only Lydia, her trusted right-hand man, Aster, and one other Gerudo known as Solana was aware was on board. You all took to various conversations, including awkward conversations regarding that of the potential relationship between Adec and Cizri. 2 A names, man. Between Adec and...
script, then.
Nope. We are quickly moving on. Adec and Cizri, as well as various conversations from around the ship, and trying to find your bearings as to where you'll be working. You met the Gerudo known as Chandwin, who was basically the bosun on the crew, as well as a cook by the name of Grammy. From there, you all realized that Aster went down to speak with Solana privately, which was revealed to be an individual in disguise. Bringing Lydia down, you confronted him, and he revealed his true nature as the Wind Mage Vati. With the Sapphire in hand, he made his way to the top of the deck. Luckily, with Adec, managed to obtain the Sapphire, and he vanished. Showing up at the last moment before we ended, as he said that the Sapphire would indeed be his. He summoned a massive creature made of wind and lightning. And we pick up as Aaron, Avum, and Cizri. You all are currently below deck with Solana in chains. And Lydia with you, and you all are speaking. Below, you all hear a massive booming voice threatening everything, followed by cracks of thunder and lightning. Adec, you see all this. And at this moment, I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Yeah, it's like I never left.
Well, that's not good.
Is he still around, or is it just the monster now?
It was just the monster. Vati came across more as a disembodied voice.
Gotcha. Okay, sounds good.
So as though, and so you three, Adec is the only one currently on board. Adec, you were speaking with Mira. Linebeck is also there, and along with Chandwin up on deck with a collection of other Gerudo pirates. You three are below deck with Lydia. So you can do, for movement's sake, you can do a movement and a dash action in order to get up on deck just fine.
Cool.
So with that, we'll go ahead and have initiatives. 1, 2, 4.
19.
Oh, 1 second. Still getting my NPCs.
Sorry.
Reload.
You're good.
20.
Adec.
Overzealous.
I got 20.
What's your dexterity?
14.
Okay. All right, you'll go ahead and be 21. Avum.
23.
23.
Dang.
Cizri, you got 19, you said?
Yes.
19. And Aaron.
22. You beat me by 1.
Dang, y'all got
we're all-
great initiatives.
Really,
right
really
there.
good.
Dang, y'all. All right.
Beat me by 1. This guy can't fly anyway, so... Wait, can I fly?
Yes, you currently can fly. Your movement speed will probably be, when you're out there due to the wind, will be reduced by half, but you can still fly.
Okay, I still have more movement flying than I do walking.
Yeah, because halved your movement is brought down to 25, correct?
My flying, I have 60 feet of flying, so
Oh,
I'll be
okay.
down to 30.
It's the same thing then. All right. So, perfect. Starting out with combat, Avon, you are currently up first.
Cool. Downstairs.
Yep, and you'd be appearing about up here.
Do we have a map out? I don't see a map.
Oh, one
You
second.
have it on stream, but not for us. I was good. I was reloading Roll20. I was like,
No, you're good. That was me being a dingus. So it's been 2 weeks.
there.
So you said I'd be running
Yeah.
up the stairs here?
You can use your movement and then a dash action, and you'll be able to get up on deck no problem. Fortunately, you're a rogue.
Cool. Yeah, so bonus action dash to get up there. And that's right, because that's all tapped out. Okay. Fun stuff. So what does he see when he's up here?
Yeah.
See, like,
So as you go up, you're just
what would be his
seeing.
first thing.
Yeah, no problem. As you're looking, you're just seeing a bunch of the Gerudo pirates just trying to go and reach for some of their arrows, some for their firearms, and you're seeing this massive creature just forming out of winds and dark clouds as almost blue and yellow lightning comes cracking out of it.
Can I actually take that back? Can I have used my action to dash instead of my bonus action?
You absolutely can.
Okay. And then when I get up here, I will run up there and look at a deck and say, well, that's bad. Hit it hard, right in the middle. And I'll just point and use my bonus action to give him the help action.
Perfect. And it is also currently hovering about 30 feet into the air, just so you know.
Okay, cool. I think he's got a range thing I think I've seen.
Yep.
I don't know. We'll see.
You've seen him have a break.
That's what we're doing.
You've seen, yeah, he has range. He has ranged attacks.
Yep.
You've seen it.
Do I have enough movement to get out of the way of like just people running upstairs, or?
Since I'll probably say no, you don't.
Okay.
But yeah, people can also move around you because you can move 3 allies as a free space, so it's
Cool.
fine. Perfect. With that,
Yeah.
Aaron, you are up.
Where am I on the map? Where would I be on the map?
You'd probably be appearing right about here or here, given your movement. So
Okay, just have it right there.
yeah, you will have to spend your dash action to do it. So you still have a bonus action.
Bonus action. Oh my god, what was this? Hunter's Mark. Wow, I forgot the spell name.
Perfect.
My brain. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're good, man. That's definitely within range, because the range of that is about 60 feet, or give or take.
90 feet.
90 feet? Yeah, you're good. As you go up and you see this creature forming, you're like, that's not good, and you cast your spell out onto it, and you're able to sense it and where it is going. Next up is a deck.
Okay. I feel like I'm not gonna be able to do anything against this thing, but I'm gonna try this anyways, even though I don't think it's gonna do anything. I'm gonna shoot twice with my chest laser.
All right, go ahead and make
Yeah.
your attack roll. So,
Is that with advantage now?
Advantage.
since he used the help action, yep.
Is it both attacks with advantage or just one?
I believe it is just the first. Mike, if you could go ahead and check that up while he's looking that up.
I'll
Yeah,
roll the
well-
first one, and then you can tell me about the second one.
No problem.
First one is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
10, and here's the reason why I probably will do nothing. Lightning damage.
Yep.
So-
Fair enough.
As you go and fire it, and it hits into the cloud, the lightning just that's striking out from it just seems to almost connect with the lightning that you're firing from your chest beam, and it just takes it and almost absorbs it into its person.
I think it's just the next one, yeah.
It is
Okay.
advantage on the next one?
I think it's just the whatever
Just the
next
next-
attack he takes.
That makes sense.
It
Perfect.
says next ability check or attack. Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess I'll fire it again. That's not gonna do anything. So, 25 to hit, but
Yep.
nothing.
Same thing. So you all realize, like, lightning damage. Noted.
Attack.
First attack roll, so yeah.
I will look to Mira real quick and be like, "Can you help with this? If I gave you this?"
She looks like, if you give me it, I can certainly help. But I better not get into. Let's hope I don't get into any attacks with it. Us Zora are not necessarily good with lightning.
Okay. Should I hold on to it then? You hide.
I could do something. Let me help.
Okay, I'll hand it to her.
Perfect. She grabs it.
I remember that because I just got to Zora's Domain in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. No, they make a very big point that they are not.
And I'm going to run up onto the deck to try to get the attention of this thing and get it closer to me, away from Mira.
Okay.
And bonus action, I'm gonna do healing word on myself because I got some damage from the last thing. So.
Yes, you did.
Okay, where's my healing word?
All right. Well, the thing is going to move slowly. Just here. It's going to move over here, and it will fire a lightning bolt. Will come striking out at you, Adek, for 19 to hit.
I have 20 AC.
All right. As you take up your shield, and it just goes and just absorbs into the light. The lightning the shield manages to absorb the lightning as you take the hit.
Iron Man, like 2,000%
Yeah.
power.
Yeah, 200%, 400% capacity. Well, how about that?
What do you know?
At that moment, it is good as it's going to it'll stay right there next to the main mast. Cizri, you're up.
Okay. So I could bonus action dash to get up there,
Yep.
right? Okay. Why is it every time in Roll20 I have the hardest time dragging my character token on here? Okay.
Roll 20. It's a good time.
because I do too.
It
Because I end up
really is.
highlighting it when I don't need to.
I do.
I'm just
I know. I
dragging
do
it,
that
yeah.
every time. It's so bad.
'Cause-
So question.
Yes.
It's still hovering.
Yes.
So how do you get up on the masts?
Well, there is currently, you can either climb up on the ropes, or there is some rigging that you could potentially cut to get your way up there.
Ooh. So are these little things the masts?
These little things are the mast. Yep.
Okay.
And yes, chat, I know technically that's not how rigging goes. We're embellishing Pirates of the Caribbean rules here, all right?
Yeah, there's been a lot of Pirates of the
Yeah,
Caribbean in my life.
The amount of times they use rigging to swing like Spider-Man is nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Can I
much.
use my action to do that?
Yeah, totally.
Listen,
Okay.
Pirates is just as much as a fantasy movie of anything.
Oh,
so-
it is. Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of in the middle right here. I don't know. The only thing is if I'm up here, I don't know if I have a great shot at him from here. But it looks like he's moving around.
He's moving around. You never know.
So, okay.
But perfect.
Yeah, I'll go up on Dish.
As you take your sword out and just cut the rope, you go flying up, and you manage to grab and stand and hold your place as you hold on a little bit to the rigging, holding out your blade as lightning just strikes and out, and revealing Cizri standing up onto the mast, facing down this creature eye to eye.
Cool.
Everyone's probably like, all right, everyone, it's wise to stay down on the deck. All right. Well, all right.
All right. And with that, Lydia is going to go ahead and use her movement and dash action to go ahead and get up here. And she's going to look up and just, And there's a slight smirk as she looks up to see that you are up there currently, Cizri. That is her turn. Chandwin will run down and cut the rope as an action and join you up top. Whoop. Then lastly will be Mira. And she's going to take, as she just holds on to her, the Zora Sapphire. It starts to glow with arcane energy as droplets come down from her arm. She's going to take it, hold it out, and she's going to cast Magic Missile at 2nd level.
Noise.
And that's going to do 6, 7, 8, 12 points of force damage. And she is going to go ahead and run and hide.
Good plan.
For the best.
And back to the top of the order. Ava, you're up.
Cool. Okay. Wasn't expecting my turn yet. Cool. My go. Alright. Well. So it's 30 feet up in there?
Yes, it's currently 30 feet up in the air. Cizri and Chandwin are currently basically eye level with it.
Does Linebeck have a turn?
Linebeck does not have a turn, is not in this initiative count. No.
Okay.
Okay.
Not yet, anyway.
Well, Avon will run over here, so about 10, 15, over to this side, and with his nah, he'll just stay here, and I'll do steady aim with the crossbow.
Okay.
I'll try and shoot him with advantage.
Go and make an attack roll.
14 plus 21.
That hits.
So I get sneak attack because of advantage?
Yep.
Is that right? Okay. 1d6 with the 2d6s. Ooh, 18 points of crossbow damage.
And that's non-magical, correct?
Great.
Nice.
Okay. As you take your crossbow, and it lands into it, and you did do damage. And it looks back, just its mouth opens, but almost just bouts of lightning and thunder come out. No words that you can tell.
I think he was trying to say parlay. Is he maybe one who wants to work out something?
I don't think parlay works like that.
I don't think so either.
All right. With that, Aaron, you're up. You're on deck.
Yes.
We've done.
Thank you, Nin.
Just by seeing general text, does it look like it's like the bolt are sticking, or is it just whizzing through like a cloud?
For flavor reasons, it looks like it's just going right through it.
But it is doing something.
It is doing something.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Cool. Then in that case, I'm gonna shoot my bow at it.
All right.
That is 17.
That hits.
Awesome. D8. And what is Classes Slayer again? It's another D8. So 2 D8s and a
Yeah.
D6.
Yep.
6. And D6. 3.
Open there.
17. Jesus. 17 piercing damage.
Okay. 17. Perfect.
Yes.
You're good. All right. Next. No. Yeah, you do get a second attack. That's right. Or no, you're not 5th level ranger
Unless
fighter.
I do action surge.
Action surge. That's
Which
right.
I'm not.
Okay.
Which I'm not.
Fair enough. All right. With that, Adek, you are up.
So, question: if I
Yeah.
jumped up on the railing, would I be in melee range for this, or is it still higher than that?
Given the height of the ship and everything along those lines, I would say you'd just be barely in melee range, correct?
Okay, so I will run up to it, get up on the railing.
Oh, watch your balance.
Yep, I'm risking it.
Yep.
And I'm gonna take my katana and go for 2 swipes on it and see how this happens.
All right. Since you are trying to balance, I'll say after every swing, probably going to make an acrobatics check to see if you maintain that balance.
Okay.
I just have the picture in my head. He's just like,
Well, first attack is going. Where's my katana? 21 to hit.
That hits.
Ooh. For 11.
11. It's
Slashing.
non-magical.
No, I don't think my katana's magical.
Okay. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check for me real quick.
That's a nat 1 for that one.
As you take the swipe onto it, you're like, yeah! Uh-oh. Highs or lows to see which direction you're going.
You roll high, so I'm gonna go high.
That's fair. The ironic part is, my Friday group has the same exact logic. As you take the swipe, you're like, ah! Uh-oh! Boom! And you fall backward.
Okay.
So you're still up, so you can get back up, and you still have plenty of movement. You're able to get back up again and get back up onto the railing to take another swipe.
Yeah, I'll go for it again.
Perfect.
Like, whoops!
Let's
No one
go,
saw that,
yeah.
right? No one. Okay, still number 2.
Cizri didn't see that,
everyone's
right?
just too busy on.
That will be in 19 to hit.
That hits.
All right.
Put your feet between the railing posts, so it might help your center of gravity.
That's 9 slashing.
Okay. Another acrobatics check for me real quick.
I just hop down after
Yeah,
that.
that one you can totally do so. That's fine.
So I'll hop back down onto the ground and just kind of ready myself now. A little sturdier position.
Okay.
So that mean he's not within 5 feet now?
Not anymore. Correct.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and treat that
Oh
as
yeah. Okay.
treat that. All right. It's gonna go ahead and
So it's
fly
got a longer reach.
fly over here. It's gonna do 2 attacks. 1 attack on Cizri and 1 attack on Chandwin.
Bro.
Bring it.
All right. First attack on Cizri is gonna be a modified 20.
Hit.
And then Chandwin is going to go ahead and be, that is going to be a 22, or 22. That's going to hit. Cizri, as this cloud just comes over to you, lightning and thunder cracking through the sky, you're going to go ahead and just swings down as you reach out with your shield. You manage to take
Music is
12.
perfect.
17 lightning damage.
Ooh, ouch. Okay.
And it's going to go ahead and attack Chandwin, and she's going to take 10 points of lightning damage.
I feel like with the music that Rachel's playing, I feel like we're fighting like a Final Fantasy boss right now.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Well, with that, that is its turn. Cizri, you are up.
Okay. So, I'm going to go. So I can hit it where I'm at then, right? With my sword?
Yes.
Sweet. Yeah, okay, so it hit, like, I get struck by lightning, and, like, it really looks like I'm hurting, but I'm like, okay, let's do this! And I, like, go in for a stab, with my rapier. I knew this would happen. Yeah, there's no way that hit. That's like a 9.
That misses. As it goes through, you manage to... you do hit it, but it seems to go right through as there's a break in the clouds right as the moment that you strike.
Okay. Yep, that's my turn.
Okay. Next up is Lydia. And she's going to go ahead and move over here. And she's going to reach down as suddenly her eyes flash momentarily, almost like with a sickly green. And she's going to go out. She's going to cast Eldritch Blast. That's 2 rays. That's going to miss with a 11. And then the second one, that's going to hit with a 21.
Nice.
That's only going to do 3 points of force damage. And then Linebacker is going to go over to move over to Mira to make sure that she can get over here. Is more well hidden. Mira will
Under
be
the stairs.
Mira is going to go. She's under the stairs, effectively. Mira is going to go ahead and hold an action, and then Chandra will go ahead and bonus action rage and do an attack. That will miss with a 14. And then back to the top of your order, Avon.
Alrighty then. It's my turn.
Yep.
Is he still up 30 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Alright, well then Avon is going to, I think he'll just probably do the same thing. No. Avon will move over here. Is it within 5 feet of the two of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Then he'll shoot his crossbow again.
Perfect.
Normal roll. It's a 14. Don't think
That misses just barely, as it goes and fires right through it and goes right through the cloud.
And then Avon will just go. We'll yell it to Aaron and just be like, right in the middle of its form, hit it straight. And do the help action with you. Awesome. Help bonus action.
Can you do that as a part of the cutting action?
It's mastermind thing.
Mastermind.
Oh, that's right, your mastermind thing. Correct.
That's why it's all been about strategy and tactics this whole time.
Yeah, no, I forgot that you could do the help action as a bonus action for the mastermind. I forgot about that. Yeah. It's awesome. I love it. All right, and speaking of which, Aaron, you're up.
Nice.
Awesome. It's within. Am I within 5 feet of it?
Technically, you're 30. It's 30
above
feet.
me, right?
It's above you about 30 feet.
All right, perfect. So if I move from here, I won't get an AOL.
You're fine. Yeah, correct.
Good. Perfect. So I'm going to go over here and fly about there, and then so that I'm like center with this thing.
Perfect.
And I'm going to go ahead and shoot my arrow at it.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll, my dude.
Is a 26.
26. That hits.
Awesome. And another Class of Slayer. So
Perfect.
2 more D8.
All right.
$19 piercing.
Okay.
And
Nice.
yeah, I'll save the action surge in case I really need it. So
Perfect. You're going flying out as lightning is just continuing to crack through the sky, and you're just eliminating everyone where they're standing. With that, Deck, you are up.
Real quick, I'm just gonna take a quick look at Mira. Is she doing okay?
Oh yeah, she's doing fine.
Okay, just want to make sure she's fine. Got the Sapphire, all that. No one's bothering her. Okay. Magic Missile, 2nd level.
Love it. Those auto hit, so go ahead and roll the dice, my dude.
should really try playing a caster.
They're a lot of fun.
It's a fun time. It's so fun.
16.
It's intimidating.
It's a lot. I think you do well though.
All right, it is looking very rough as suddenly the clouds are almost starting to seem to dissipate and move as its form is starting to lose just a little bit. Which
I'm gonna yell at it. Come on, big guy, come get me.
Okay.
Linda Schwarzenegger.
Come on, kill me. Kill me now. Ah.
Which point? Let's see. It will go ahead and turn around at you, a deck. And another lightning bolt is going to come and strike where you stand. And that's a natural 20.
I'll rewind time on that one, make a revolt.
Fair enough.
I love that.
That's going to be
Natural
21.
times.
That's going to be 21, though.
Yeah.
Hold on, a
At
crit.
least it's not a crit.
At least it's not a crit. You're absolutely right.
Ava Mill saved all of our lives, but we don't
No, seriously. Like, so as you just
see Ava like super pale and be like, "Holy, your chest is awful."
yeah, as Ava, you look and you're witnessing as suddenly the bolt of lightning just goes and strikes through the air. The scent of burnt ozone is in your nostrils as you see the portion of the deck where a deck is standing is just torn to splinters. You reach out and you just rewind it as it still hits, but doesn't appear to be hit as
The bolt
forcefully.
slowly returning back in time. Yeah.
Exactly.
You guys stress me out.
I didn't
can't
want to hit you
much
guys.
damage.
That's what I'm doing.
Well, that's going to be still 17 points of lightning damage.
all right.
Probably better than what it could have been.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As just goes and just rings through the air as portions of because of where you're standing of the deck are torn to splinters. So where you're standing right now, there's basically no railing.
No deck. No.
I love that we've been on ships so much because all the decks on a deck.
It has been
There's no
So-
deck with a deck.
someone granted a very minor speech impediment. It has been oh.
Oh no!
So
Mark, what have you done?
I love it though.
We were gonna be on boats the whole time. That's not me.
No, that's 100% on me, but I love it though. So with that,
Blame
Cis,
Wind Waker.
pretty much, it is going to go ahead and can I do that? It'll go ahead and move over here. So Cizri and Chandwin, you will get attacks of opportunity on it. Chandwin's gonna
Oh, so
miss.
they're both hanging on the mast, basically.
Basically, Chandwin more or less is taking her great axe and she's having to do that and then rebalance with the rigging. But yeah,
Okay, 17.
that hits.
Can I smite on an attack opportunity?
Yes, you can.
Yup.
Can I really?
Do
All
it.
it's-
Oh my gosh!
The only
yes, I would-
the only stipulation Smite gives is attack rolls. Attack rolls applies to
Oh, that's
anything.
beautiful.
Anything
Ma-
in AOS.
melee attack.
And wouldn't
Melee,
there be
so it can't
someone
be
within
ranged.
5 feet? So she also gets sneak attack?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
It-
that is fun.
Rogue
Unless wait,
Paladins.
okay, yeah, okay. Okay.
Rogue Paladins. That's a combination for damn.
It is a fun combo. I'm liking it so far.
So for Smite, you just need to do an attack roll, and you have to have a spell slot. I'm
Me-
assuming.
yeah, spell slot and melee attack specifically.
Melee attacks. Okay.
Yeah, melee weapon attack.
And then you took Ranger for Hunter's Mark just for
36 damage.
What?
No.
I rolled
Jeez.
2 8s and a 6 on this.
Okay.
You know, I feel bad for this guy. I'm gonna rewind it. And
36. Good night. It is.
when you
Wow.
feel
Let's
bad for the
go.
enemy.
It is. With that, as it starts to leave, you look and you see your moment, and you're like, you stab it, and suddenly the divine energies that strikes from the skyward strike hits your sword, filling it with radiant energy as you strike it, and whoosh, you just see doosh, doosh, divine light comes surging out of the clouds, and suddenly you just hear as the clouds begin to dissipate and the lightning goes up into the sky.
I just want Cizri
And
to
you
land
defeated it.
on the rope on the deck.
Ta-da.
Perfect. And at that
That was actually very impressive. Yes.
And as you do that, you just all collectively in one moment here in your heads, or yeah, in your heads, just say, enjoy your momentary victory, but rest assured, the Sapphire will be mine.
There's more where that came from.
Good line. I was going to say not on our watch, but I do like that one better. That was very good.
Yeah.
All right, and we are out of initiative. Good job, everybody.
Thank you, Attic, for taking the attack, because I was like 13 hit points, so if he would have hit me for more than that, I was out, and then a death save splat.
Yeah,
that's my job, to be the tank here.
yeah. So
that's why I got
as
closer
far
to
away
you,
as
because I was like trying to wait for that last rewind just in case. But I'm like, I got no healing, I got nothing.
I cannot wait till I get sharpshooter, because that would be so much fun.
Oh, yeah. So as you
Oof.
all have a moment to rest, as the ship begins to come to a little bit of a calm, scorch marks of lightning pockmark the deck. The clouds that were once overhead begin to dissipate, as the Gerudo that are there, we were trying to scramble and firing muskets and various archery into the creature with to no avail. Everything comes to a calm as Lydia puts her cutlass back into her scabbard. It was, Cizri, Chandwin, I think you all can come down now. Everything seems to be safe.
Yeah, I like. Wait, can I slide down on the rope?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I slide down and I just like kind of hop off, like very like a big smile on my face.
Perfect. You just
That was dopers.
Thank you. I thought that went well.
Actually, it did.
I'll be honest, I was expecting much, much worse.
And her deck's not exploded, so that's good. And Ava just like lays on the deck, just exhausted.
Yeah, I mean that's a plus. Oh, I know, didn't it? Yikes. I'll give 5 to Attic of my lay on hands.
Thanks.
And then Lydia will come over and she will go ahead and do a cure wounds on you, Cizri. And go ahead and heal for... I'm sorry, she want to do 1. Go ahead and heal for 9 points.
Thank you, Lydia.
You still looking bad?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm at 22, so.
Okay, I'm gonna
Like
do cure
halfway
wounds on you
wounded.
as well. I'm gonna do cure wounds on you as well.
Okay.
You get 9 back.
Don't worry about me. I'll just use bandages. I'm sure I'll be fine.
Are you
in a
hurt
few
too?
days. Yeah, he was hurt from before, but he's fine. He's fine.
Cure wounds on you. Quit
I'm
whining.
tapped.
Quit whining!
11 back to you.
Got time
well,
to
then-
bleed.
Now, I'm much better. Thank you.
I'm tapped, sorry. I would have helped otherwise.
So am I. I appreciate it.
Mira
Well,
comes
at
out.
least we undiscovered a super creepy villain, I guess.
Yeah. I guess he couldn't do that much if he had to leave after this, you know?
You don't need to provoke him. Just
With
quite
what?
yet. I mean, trying to say that he can't
not
kill us or anything
here.
right now. I mean, you did just was an ominous voice. I feel like
Oh.
you never know.
Yeah, I feel like this was not everything that he has.
Really?
It was probably just a demonstration of power. If he has any control over whatever that thing was, then there's no telling what he is capable of.
That's true.
She goes, but one moment, she turns her cruiser. Everyone, return to your posts. Get some rest. Friends and I will need to have a conversation. Rest assured, I will be maintaining watch for the rest of the night. Consider this my apologies for apparently bringing more danger to this crew than necessary. Everyone, Get a good night rest. We have a journey ahead of us. All the Gerudo give a slight nod, though there's obviously concern and worry across their faces as they all slowly make their way below deck. Chanwin is there, her arms crossed, gives a slight nod and is the last one to leave, as currently it is you all up on deck. Mira makes herself known, as well as does Lineback, and Lydia then turns to you all, waiting.
Quick question as a clarification, because it's been a while.
Absolutely.
Did any of us or all of us hear anything that would indicate that Vati had another person on this ship that was working with him?
No, the only one that you gathered was potentially, it seemed like he was working by himself.
Okay.
By and large, Solana seemed to be in it, but she also seemed to have her own motives for even joining their cause, not even related to that.
Okay. Because I thought I heard something like somebody attacked, like a shout for that, but it must have been for the wind monster.
Yeah.
Okay.
And second clarification, Solana is still in the cage, right?
She is still in the cage.
Gotcha. Right, she didn't come out help.
No, she was too terrified to even try to face something Vati made.
Fair enough.
Ooh. I'm gonna go over by Mira as well.
Perfect.
So we're
Aaron
part
just
of the
approaches
crew. Are
the
we
captain.
resting now too?
You all can rest. It's your choice. I just wanted to take a moment to, well, I guess apologize to you all as well. I, for one reason or another, figured that I was above... How's the term? I was above failure, let's put it that way. That I could do this on my own, even though you all be beside me, and that I knew best and was able to fall prey to Aster's deceit. You all made suggestions regarding what could potentially be done, and I did not listen. I just wanted to make that known, but my apologies to you.
Well, you did apologize. Or, I mean, sorry, not apologize. You did listen to us when things were confronted, so
Yeah.
I don't think there's any
Plus,
harm
I
there.
mean, yeah, I
How
mean,
could
there's been times
anybody know?
we've, oh yeah, like there's been so many times we've trusted people or thought that they were all right, and then they turned out, you're trying to kill us or whatever. So it's fine.
And more often than not, I don't really like that trend.
It is
personally.
kind of a trend. It's interesting.
It's not being kidnapped or anything. It could be atrocious.
Only happened one
Now
other
that
time.
would suck.
It's only happened one other time. It's not really a trend if it's twice.
It's pattern, an on starting pattern.
Fair enough.
Regardless, it seems, though, that with our current predicament, we might be able to use this to our advantage.
Oh.
Currently, Vati believes that the Sapphire is here. We still have the SS Lineback with us. Is it possible to increase the engine's speed on it?
Could always give it a try.
I bet Attic could do.
Have to make sure it stays stable and everything. But yeah, I'd be definitely willing to give it a try.
There it goes. I bet I could assist that with some arcane improvements. The decision is ultimately up to you, but it's just merely a suggestion. We could use this potential hiccup and make it a boon for us.
Do you
Putting
think
your people in
he's
danger,
coming
though.
back so soon, though?
I do not know. It could be putting my people in danger. That is more than likely true. But regardless, even with you here, they are still in danger. Almost regardless of the situation.
They're also protected. Their weapons didn't seem to do much damage. I mean, even some of ours did reduced damage, but at least we're able to take it out. With your help.
This is true. Merely offering a potential suggestion.
What if, instead of sailing the whole way, like, we just get off here with Limebeck and go back to shore and go up by land? Do you think that would be useful?
That could be useful.
We won't be where he expects us, right?
Are there any... I'm curious, are there any Sheikah circles that you're aware of nearby?
Am I aware of the Sheikah circle?
Go ahead and
There's one on the wall behind you.
Yes, so all you need to do is go up to blank, and then you'll be fine. With that, go ahead and make a... I'll say go ahead and make a history check, Adek.
By Sheikah circle, too, do you mean like a group of people or like a arcane circle?
Basically, I mean like what you have in Breath of the Wild, those things that are outside of the shrines and outside of the...
You teleport to?
Yeah, ancient tech labs. So in
Okay.
D&D terms, it's basically a teleportation circle. In Zelda terms, it's Sheikah circle.
I figured that's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
That's fine.
23, so...
23. You are not necessarily aware of where some ancient tech labs could be, maybe Soraya Town, but you do know definitely there are probably a few in Kakariko Village. Where you are currently, based upon maps, if you're to improve the engine's speed, you could potentially get to a point where you can land on sea where there are no ports, in maybe about a week's time.
Okay. How long is it to Zora's Domain compared to that?
Currently, it's about a 2-week journey, and then obviously you have to go a little bit inland, and that'll take you about 3 days. Hold on. Yes, 3 days to get from the shore to Kakariko Village.
Okay.
So shorter if we leave and go on foot?
If you go to Kakariko Village to do a Sheikah circle, by land, just straight up without horses, it could take you a little bit longer.
I'd be fine with doing that if you all would be saying that's acceptable.
What's Kakariko Village?
That's my hometown.
What? Oh my gosh, I vote that one. That sounds fun.
Right.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah.
I just feel more confident on land too than on sea.
Same.
So what's a Sheikah thing, whatever you're saying? That's a
Oh,
light realm thing. I have no idea what that is.
The light realm thing.
It's a way that you can go from one place to another.
Oh, that's fun.
Like- Oh, we call them shadow squares where we're from.
Oh,
They're not Sheikah circles. They're
Interesting.
shadow squares.
Yeah, it's kind of like
It
how
actually-
like
That kind of checks out, because like the way they teleport is like the little cubey things.
Actually
Like the little
does.
pixelated.
It does. It works.
Sorry.
but yeah, it's kind of like how I jumped from one place to another, but you can go farther.
Oh my gosh, that sounds fun.
Do you have any concern returning home?
Yeah.
Looks over at it. Aaron, I don't think we need to be concerned.
I like
That
that
silence
idea.
is not reassuring.
If
Aaron.
we can be in a place different than what they'd expect, maybe it would be a good distraction or a good diversion. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I
just,
agree.
And if you are
Nope.
worried about my people and their ability to defend themselves, I appreciate it, but us Gerudo, we've gotten out of trickier situations.
I believe it.
Right
you did
now,
just have a speech about pride and failing from that, but that's what I think you guys can defend yourself too.
There's also confidence, Avon.
just to be cautious,
Just
cautiously
being
confident. yes.
though. Yeah.
the biggest concern right now is getting the Sapphire and the Princess back to Zora's domain. And if that means, unfortunately, sacrificing myself and my people, then we will gladly do it for the sake of Dinroth.
Who are
Little?
we to stop you from doing that?
Grim. I think you guys can do it, personally.
I mean, but they're doing what we're doing, basically. We're willing to sacrifice ourselves for the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we never said we're willing to die.
That by definition, that is what willing to sacrifice ourselves is.
It's not like that's our plan to go die, but like we go into a situation where we could die.
Like it's
I'm willing.
dangerous,
I'm
you know,
willing to take a risk
risky.
and fight, but I'm not willing
Yeah.
to sacrifice myself or my sister.
That's
You
rude.
wouldn't sacrifice yourself for your sister?
No, I'm saying I wouldn't sacrifice either one of us. Just,
Oh, you said you wouldn't sacrifice yourself for me, and I was gonna get a little like
No,
we're gonna.
I was very
saying.
confused for a second.
Of course I was.
I was very confused for a moment. But
But I wouldn't have to if I don't have to. So that's my point. Is anyway, my point is to keep us all alive.
Well, yeah.
But
it's
I
all
like,
about points.
I enjoy this. But that's what I'm just saying. I don't. I've never liked the phrase "willing to sacrifice myself for." Anyways, that's fine. I do like this idea. It's like putting a rock under cups and mixing them up. I say we send Linebeck one direction. We send the captain directly, still on course, and we go by land.
Lineback
Oh,
looks
do we need to get to
after
land
they drop
first?
us off. After they drop
Yeah.
us off.
Yeah,
Yes, I
it's-
understand that.
perfect. Yes, Lineback looks. Well, if going by land means also that means it gets me away from Solana, I'm all for that.
And improvements to your ship too. I'll work on some stuff.
There we go.
Mirrorless, I can certainly assist with that. I've already been trying to do some improvements on the engine. I'm not necessarily mechanically minded, but I can do some arcane things.
Mira and Attic combining their powers sounds like a great idea.
I'm up
I don't
for
know.
that.
I like this plan. I think it's a good idea.
All right. So Mira goes, well, I mean, I could go start working on it now. We might have to work through the night if we wanted to leave. When did we want to leave?
best as soon as possible.
I would
Okay.
guess, yeah.
We can.
Oh, wait a second, Aaron. We didn't hear if there's a threat now. Is there a threat now for going to Kakariko Village? Or are we good?
I think that's a conversation we need to have in private.
Okay.
You just asked, but all right.
What?
I thought that's what we just asked. I'm a little more confused now.
He just never answered.
Oh, that's fair.
So Cizri circled back around to try and corner him into an answer, but
Subtlety. Cizri, subtlety.
sometimes you need to be direct.
Not when we're standing in the middle of a deck on the public.
But I'm ready whenever. So,
Okay. It was- Well, we could certainly get the ship ready. We can even maybe leave now and then work on the engine as we're going, if that would be preferred.
I think that'd be best. Unless there's any.
You know, I had a shift tonight with the crew. I would hate to get out of that, but if now is the right time to sacrifice our team,
Ava, we know
for
you're
what
happy.
we're doing.
Ava, we know you're happy to get off the ship.
Lydia looks at you kind of, well, almost with like fairly bemused and just goes, Avum, as I said to the rest of the crew, don't worry about your shift. I
Thank
am
you.
taking the rest of it.
I am emotionally devastated, but I appreciate your sacrifice for me.
I think I should get some sleep as soon as possible too, because then I can make another bag like what I had before and hide that sapphire.
Right.
Yes, very, very good idea.
And while we're on the ship, I can use that spell to potentially warn my father. Luckily, I do have a scroll of it, so I can do it. But
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I'm sure he'd want to know where you are.
yes. Apart from that, well, Limeblock, his arm is full as well. It's going to take me about an hour or so to get the vessel ready. You all can go get your things and whatever things you need. We have plenty of rations aboard to last us another week. So get what you need, get ready. We leave in an hour.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
And
I'll shuffle on up to Lydia. Can I get some tea to go?
I certainly can. Oh, by the way, and she turns back and then turns back. She says, "Oh, by the way, you may want to return that kettle to the kitchen.
Yeah, that's the first thing I'm gonna do when I get back downstairs.
I'll go ahead and get some and make sure that it is on board. It is on board for you."
Thanks. I'll just find some spare parts and build my own kettle.
If Avum and Cizri are gonna go below deck again to get their things, Aaron's gonna follow. He doesn't have anything to grab. He's just gonna follow just because he needs to tell them.
Perfect. So
Avum will first go up to Lydia, though. Just kind of present himself, looking like he's about to make one of his condescending speeches again. And then puts out his hand and says, "Thank you, Captain. It was a pleasure being a part of your crew, and you proved yourself in everything you've done. Thank you."
she extends her hand, gives a shake, and saying, "I certainly hope that this isn't goodbye. If anything, hopefully we see each other at Zora's domain.
Be safe.
You as well."
I learned how to trust people. He smiles. The right people.
Indeed. It's a tough skill.
Very tough, actually.
She turns back to you saying, "You have a good head on your shoulders, Avum."
Oh, of course I do. Everyone else just has a problem seeing that. I just need to work on how to be charismatic.
Exactly. But don't let your intelligence get the better of you.
You know, surprisingly enough, I don't have a lot of pride in my intelligence. I have a few things I'm good at, but I rely mostly on my allies. People that are better skilled at what they do than I am.
That is not a bad thing. I guess work on showing others to it.
Yeah, it's usually what I have Cizri for, but I'm starting to feel like I need to work on that as well.
The mark
Thank
of the mark of true wisdom is recognizing when you need to grow.
Ah, well then I'm quite wise.
But also knowing when to scale things back.
Fair enough.
She gives you a little pat on the cheek and then just makes her way to go get the tea.
Looks back and... Aaron? I believe my sister wants to be more direct. Let's go find a private room. Attic, do you want to be part of this? Do you want us to find you and wait for you?
What's Mira doing?
Currently, Mira is heading on to Linebeck's ship, more or less to get ready. She basically has everything she needs. She has mainly her book hanging by her side, along with satchel and staff. She's mainly heading below deck and is going to try to do some arcane stuff onto the engine to see if she can improve it at all.
Okay. I will say I'm gonna stay with Mira, make sure she's okay. I don't want anything to happen to her. Leaving her alone, you know.
Perfect.
So, you guys go have the conversation. I'll help her with the ship and try to get things going. I trust you represent me well, Avum.
Oh, of course. Science brothers for life. Thank you for fighting out there. It's not easy being able to rewind things and see people take worse hits than they really do.
I guess I'm glad you can do that ability.
Makes me realize how very different things can happen.
We need you, Avon. Clearly.
Well, hopefully for not long.
I don't think we're ever not going to need you.
That's a bad thing then. I have to constantly rewind things. Means we're probably getting to a little more dangerous things.
Yep, the world is getting worse right now. Big threat.
Yeah. Well, we'll try and keep it safe then.
Yep.
Get some extra tea for me. It stuff's really good.
I feel like she'll hook me up.
Okay. Perfect. And I'll go find the other two.
Okay. As you three make your way down a deck, Mira looks up to you and is like, "Oh, I could certainly be of I could certainly need any assistance, but if you need to rest."
I'll rest once we get going.
Okay.
It's
Well,
about an hour away. I'll rest then.
okay. So, and she's going to just start doing some various arcane magic onto it. Go ahead and make a Tinker's check for me real quick.
That is with proficiency, intelligence, +1, so 26.
26. Yeah, you're able to see that Mira is doing some things to help make sure that is basically doing things to help the outer shell of the engine, that everything's going well there. So you're able to then at that point do things to help tighten up certain elements of the engine, to help certain pistons move quicker and smoother, which is the big element of making the thing go faster without outright breaking it. So with that, we go ahead and Avum and Cizri, you're starting to pack things up while Aaron is currently staying there, and the floor is yours.
Being direct. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, so what were we gonna say? Not in front of everyone, I guess.
The reason Kakariko Village is a bit of a weird subject right now is because I am tasked with investigating someone there. More specifically, I am tasked with investigating Adek's father.
Out of character, I thought we knew that. Did we not?
I can't remember if we
You
do or
did.
not.
You did know
I don't
that.
remember either,
We
so
talked-
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you did know
Yeah.
I
that.
was trying to remember what we knew and what we didn't.
I know
No,
sometimes
I
that's-
it's
don't remember
hard.
either, I'll be honest.
That's fair. It's been a few weeks. Specifically since it was revealed.
Yeah.
You all didn't know in character.
Okay.
I just wanted to. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
Yes, I just don't think we needed to reveal Adek and his situation to everyone.
Yeah, is this gonna be a problem?
It depends.
What is your plan, Aaron?
I'm not planning on killing him unless something comes up that it shows that he's connected to this Yiga clan.
Unless, okay, well, first of all, what is this? Okay, Yiga clan, they, remind me. Why are they bad?
Essentially, followers of Ganon, right?
They are specifically, and you would know this, given your background, and I think even with your roles, you would know that the Yiga clan were once Sheikah that betrayed the following of Hyleia and wound up following Ganon instead.
Yeah. And I trust Eric when he said his father stepped away from them, but my superiors don't. And if I can show proof that he actually is back to being Chica, then nothing else has to come of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But if there is anything that ties him back to Yiga, I have to do something.
Okay, well, how about this? How about if worst case scenario, which I don't think this is gonna happen. Worst case scenario, if you find something, I don't think Attic deserves for his dad just to be killed, like right off the bat. You should come to Attic about it. Maybe there's reasonable explanations for things. Maybe his dad has things to say, all that stuff.
Maybe. But alright, fine. I'll go to Attic first.
Yeah? Okay, good.
I'll go to Attic first. But
Yeah.
But if it's undisputable and it turns out he's not who he says he is, I'll be honest, I don't know how Attic will respond to it.
I think you would, if you had foolproof evidence, I think Attic would support you.
Maybe not killing him though, maybe like
Right.
figuring out something else to do with him. Which could be a great option. Killing your friends' dads is not the most ideal way to keep a friendship, especially if we're all gonna keep traveling together, So
I agree. It's just it's my superiors. I can't exactly disobey a direct order.
I mean, you could. What's worse that could happen?
Well, to be fair, I am disobeying them now by even telling you this.
See, you're doing it already. I bet you could keep doing it.
I feel like I do. Probably not.
Eren, you are your own person, regardless of who you serve and who you serve alongside.
To be fair, I haven't been my own person in many years.
But you are.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to say that in just a supportive way for you. Meaning, you have a decision to make if that happens to be true. And hopefully we find that it's not. You're going to put sides in this group. And people will either stand with Attic or against him. I hope you don't force people to make that choice.
And the poor guy's been through a lot already, with whatever has been popping up lately.
Yeah, do you want to help him go to that side?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we gotta help him out. He's going through a rough time. So even if his dad turns out to be secretly evil, maybe we just try and figure out alternative solutions,
And also, Aaron, tell me if I'm wrong. From what I've been able to glean and put together, your organization serves the royal family, right?
Yes.
And the royal
Fancy.
family.
I actually didn't know that. That's smart. Smart.
And the royal family has always served and protected the hero of time. Correct?
Yes.
So, I hope, if all of this comes to be true, that you would also not put a wedge between your duties and the hero of time.
Yeah.
That's subtle enough?
You're asking me?
No, I know you don't get it. I'm asking Aaron.
I get it. I'm tracking exactly with what you're saying.
Oh, then I'm impressed.
I will
I
put that
punch
into
him in the arm.
consideration.
Dang!
We
Abel,
haven't
dang!
fully healed yet. Oh, sorry, Aaron.
I will take it into consideration.
Oh, let's be
But-
honest.
I just I just hope you understand when a decision is made.
Well, then I would hope you would at least have the respect to come and talk to all of us first.
Oh, yeah. Communication's important, you know.
Like telling people before that you punch them or something.
You know, not insulting their intelligence, yeah.
Track
Yeah.
record in place, of course, but
Mhm.
you could be correct.
So anyway, Aaron, do you understand what we're saying?
You do realize I'm a spy, right? Like, the whole miscommunication thing is my job.
Well, I think as a spy, you could learn some communication as well.
I mean, yes?
Yes.
Being secretive is not your duty as a spy. Your duty is to make sure that things go well for your people.
And also mean I have to do what my people tell me.
Or accomplish the same general idea, I'm sure. Like,
Generally, the only option is what they tell me.
they need to learn to think a little more creatively, I think, personally.
They do.
Well, then how about this? If you are still prone to listen to them, if that comes to that, maybe we have an audience with your people first.
Yes, I would definitely would like to talk to them. Give them a little piece of my mind if that's what they're going to insist on.
Again, we're only saying this in the worst case scenario.
That's true, which I don't even think will happen. Why are we spending so much time on this, actually? It's not going to happen.
I mean, you're the one that called the meeting, so.
Well, whenever Aaron is being all silent and mysterious, it means something ominous is happening. So we might as well just get it off our chest, get it over with, and move on so we can have a pleasant journey, you know?
She hates the cold shoulder, and it's the worst thing.
Oh,
ever.
it drives me insane. No one should ignore me. Come on.
And I'm a spy. But regardless, I understand what you guys are saying. But
Yeah.
I will, if worst comes to worst, I will try to organize something. I cannot guarantee anything.
You've been a good friend, Aaron. We just don't want to lose that. And that's hard for me to say. I don't have many friends. Surprise,
I.
I know.
Doesn't.
To be fair, neither do I. I think if anything, you are like my first real friends.
Oh, Aaron, really?
That's
So
both
the line
sad
of spy is a
and
very
makes
lonely
me
one.
happy.
I hope
Sounds
you know
like it.
this. Like, anyways, let's just get packed. We're leaving soon.
I'm already packed. I never unpacked. I hated this place. I don't like
Neither
shit.
did I.
I still have a bunch of my stuff everywhere. I'm like,
She has posters up for some reason.
Somehow one of them is just
I was gonna be a pirate forever.
somehow one of them is a Twilight boy band. You have no idea where it came from.
Just hearts and everything. Yeah.
It is the definition of a mid 2000s like bedroom.
I thought we were staying here for 2 weeks. I wanted to get comfortable. Guess not.
It looks like you were planning to stay here for the rest of your life.
You
I
can
just like
grab
to
the
be
desync
comfortable where I
poster
am.
and bring it with us. It's fine. The Twilight sync.
I don't need your
Why?
permission to take it.
I'll be honest, I thought I was gonna go 4-town, but then it's real. Yeah.
And 44 and a half degrees is
No.
also a really good one.
I was gonna say
Bye,
I was
Silent.
gonna say My Chemical Twilight.
Ooh, there you go. Yeah.
There we go.
Why did I walk out again? Moving on.
Yeah, no problem. So, I'm assuming that's the end of the conversation, or did you want to?
Yeah, I think that's it.
As you have the end of the conversation, we jump back over to a deck with on the SS Lineback. Mira, her eyes then light up. Oh, right. 1 second. And she holds out her scroll and the sapphire and just says, she probably let my father as you suggested. 1 second. She casts it and you just see her eyes flash. A element of white with blue outlined. And it's just for a moment as there's writing on a scroll that suddenly seems to dissipate. She then comes back and saying, "All right, he's aware. He was very happy to hear my voice again."
Well, that's great. I'm sure he is.
So, are you nervous heading back to see your people after being gone for so long?
Not nervous to see them. Just interesting. We'll see.
Well, I imagine if for any reason that you may have nerves or be worried, I imagine they'll still accept you.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know people there. It's more, I have to convince them to let all of you in, I think. But I mean, we got the princess, so I mean, I think they'll be reasonable.
Well, I guess here's hoping in that instance. I could certainly do what I can. Diplomacy hasn't always been my strong suit.
We got some good people who can talk.
I certainly hope so. But, well, if you need to do anything, I guess I can take care of the rest here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna suggest to Linebeck maybe we leave after we rest. Because that way the Sapphire stays on the ship as long as possible until I can hide it. I wouldn't want to be like out at sea, away from here, and all of a sudden somebody could potentially track where it is and figure out we're not on the big ship anymore. So,
well, I imagine
that'd be good.
I imagine we all could rest here, and then the following morning, leave at first light.
Probably good. So maybe I'll get some sleep. You seem to have a good handle of this, and I'll let Linebeck know and Lydia know.
Perfect. As you go, Mira gives a slight nod. You alert Linebeck, and he gives a nod of agreement, and so does Lydia. And you all are able to meet up. So the choice is ultimately up to you. You can go ahead and rest in your bunks for the night, or rest on the SS Linebeck as you leave at first light.
I will do alarm around me as well.
Perfect. I'm assuming you're sleeping on Linebeck's ship then, Adek, or
What would be more secure?
right now, since it's basically attached to Mira's ship, effectively both, either one would be just fine because they'll both have plenty of defenses to them.
So Lydia's probably on top of the ship, looking out. I'm guessing.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so I'll be on the ship then because she can see that better from there than if I'm below deck. So
Perfect.
Don't we all share a room anyway? So like
Yeah.
we're all together.
Yeah.
I think that'll help too.
Perfect. So you all go to rest with Adek's alarm cast around you. Sleep, it takes a while for some of you. Just everything that's come to pass, the future still being largely unknown, but eventually sleep does come. As you all take a rest for the night, morning eventually comes as the SS Linebeck is lowered into the seas and begins to slowly make its way, Lydia giving one last wave as she goes to rest for the night or the morning.
for a big hug. Where should
She goes, you will make, you already make your mother proud. I can assure you of that.
Yeah, if I see her, I'll tell her you say hi.
Thank you. And you all take care of the son of Marul. Alright?
Oh, absolutely.
May we see each other again someday.
Stay safe.
And Cizri, if the chance ever arises, be more than happy to have you join my crew.
Really?
You
Good
should
to
do that.
know. Thank you. She looks very pleased.
You just hear Ava, mother and father, going to love having a pirate in the family.
She gives a nice hearty laugh as you all board the SS Linebacker and it's lowered or reboard, and then it's lowered into the seas. Makes its way to shore. As you keep on going throughout the day, the flying Moldolga eventually begins to leave the horizon.
And you did the bag of holding before we got on the ship?
Yep.
Yeah, that's after a long rest. They create new bag of holding.
It's basically an action to do so. It's very quick.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's just boom, done.
Cool.
And as you continue on the next day of your journey, now only going to be a week to get to where you need to in order to get to Kakariko Village, that's where we take a break. So we'll go ahead and take a 10-minute break here. We'll be back here about 8:46 Central Time. So apart from that, everyone, go ahead, stretch, do what you need to do, see where the rest of our journey takes us. So with that, stay tuned. I was muted. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the second part of Adventure Rolls Winds of Calamity. We're professionals. No, we're not. In case you're joining us for everything, our Cizri's Angels have managed to fight off a lightning talus and temporarily put everything on hold regarding the efforts of Vati to grab the Zora's Sapphire. In a moment of taking advantage of this, Cizri's Angels decided to part way with the pirate queen Lydia and have her ship continue to sail as intended to Zora's domain. While Cizri's Angels took the SS Lineback and is making their way to shore to head to Kakariko Village in hopes of finding a Sheikah Circle that will teleport them a little more quickly to Zora's domain to drop off the Zora Princess Mira and the precious Sapphire, the Zora's Sapphire. So as we pick up, it is the following morning, probably about at this point midday, as you all have been sailing or going with Linebeck's ship for a couple of hours at this point. The flying Mudulga is no longer in sight. The coast also still not in sight just yet, but you know that you only have about a week left on this vessel before heading back to land. At this point, the last time you're on land was close to would have been, by the time you get back to land, would be about 3 weeks. With that, what do you all do?
So I'm just gonna warn you all real quick, though. My village is sort of a Sheikah only place for the most part. You can get like passes, I think, to get in for outsiders, but
Only. Why?
it's sort of a secret type place. It's kind of secretive and secluded. I mean, I know that it's on maps and stuff, but it's meant to be kind of a safe place, you know?
Why is it secret?
Well, it's just sort of a place that's more of almost like a sanctuary for people, a place of refuge. It's, I mean, just there's been people who are against the Sheikah, potentially, or have wished to do them harm in the past. So that's kind of a big reason why.
Okay. So you don't think we'll be able to get in, or you're going to use your
Well, I think that
connections?
I think we can try to talk to them, and I mean, you guys can present your cases. We got the Zora Princess coming in. I mean, we got a lot of things going our way.
I mean,
So-
really, they need to roll out the red carpet.
You're not gonna have us like wear disguises and try and sneak in or anything like that. That'd be so juvenile.
No, I don't think that'd be smart because Sheikahs are kind of masters of disguises. I don't think it would work very well.
Good.
So
Just want to make sure.
don't really recommend that. But yeah, just be upfront and honest. Honesty is a good thing, and not trying to be shady, you know? That
Feel
probably
like
would
that's
help our
targeted.
cause. Yeah, it's targeted at you, buddy.
Fair enough.
I was wondering who that was targeted towards. Thank you.
I was about to say, I usually get lectured for being too honest. So now, though, it's my time.
So you have time to shine.
It's my time to shine.
Yeah, I
be
mean,
really
you guys are all great. So I think as long as you make it very clear you're up for good things, I think you'll be fine.
Okay. Except we're not being honest about the whole things we've said we should keep secret before this, right?
I mean, we don't have to spill everything to them, but just
Well, if they happen to ask.
I think that we'd have to talk to Impa about getting access to the Sheikah Circle.
Who's Impa?
the leader of the village.
Okay.
So she would most likely be the one who would grant access. She's very wise. So we probably would have to talk to her, and I feel like we could trust her if we explained our situation.
Okay.
I'm a little more trusting than most people, though, so who knows?
True. Well, I was just wondering if this whole reincarnated spirits business should be kept under wraps.
That we should keep
there.
under wraps.
Even with your people, though? I mean, that was my question.
And it wouldn't announce it, right?
I think she could be trusted if we trust Impa with it.
Impa can be trusted with it? Okay.
But that's just me. I mean, our job has always been to protect like the royal family. That's a Sheikah tradition. Like, we're all about doing that. And like, so Zelda, Princess Zelda, is potentially one of the three. You potentially could be another of the three. I don't know. I'm more worried about myself now, I guess, kind of going in there with that.
Well, that's what I was wondering mostly is how open you want to be about what's going on.
I think if we're just very clear, we have the Zora Princess who needs to get back to her home. That should be enough.
Which is fine. I doubt it'll come up. But sometimes, some people seem to know more than you'd think. And, so if someone comes up to you and goes, hey, do you happen to be a reincarnated soul? Like, what do we say?
Didn't the fairy know
Why
that?
do you want to know?
So,
again, you
Oh,
don't
man.
have to
Pretty good
speak
one.
with like honesty or like, hey, are you an assassin here to kill a father of someone in our village? I don't think that's what they're going to come out with first. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, I think if we're just very clear, we just want to get in,
Yeah.
use
yeah.
the circle to get Mira home.
Can we meet your dad, though, for real?
If we have
Not for the
opportunity.
assassination part. I
No!
think
Oh my gosh!
that was very bad timing on that question. I
Absolutely
apologize.
not. You all should know me well enough by now. You know I wouldn't mean that.
I know you don't. I was just making sure he didn't think that.
Attic would not think that.
Aaron
So-
is literally just pointing at himself.
Anyways, I think it should be very clear that we are going not to do anything else really, but get Mira. That
Right.
should be our top priority. Nothing else should get in our way. Hopefully, right?
Right.
That's what we're doing. I mean,
Aaron,
We
it's
all
a
on
group
board
thing.
for
Like,
that?
we all say right at the same time, and I want to hear you say it, all right? 1, 2, 3. Right.
Right.
Try again. All right, we're going to try again. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3.
And Avon starts walking.
Right.
And I make no promises. I am there to conduct an investigation. And investigate only.
would you feel better to just fly to Zora's domain yourself and we'll take the Sheikah circle?
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
No, I think Aaron needs to have a little bit of supervision personally. And he needs a friend to help him. I'll be there to help you, Aaron, and make sure nothing goes wrong.
It's a dangerous combination.
Okay.
Not going to say
Anyways.
enough, and you're going to say too much. Maybe you will balance each other out.
I think we will.
I will
I
say
think we're
this
the
though.
dream team.
I think during the journey to shore, I think Aaron would have taught Cizri at least some form of subtlety. Or at least
I mean,
have
he could
attempted
try.
to. Or at least attempted to.
I mean, you have a week to attempt it.
Yeah.
This is where the DM phrase of "you can certainly try"
You can certainly
definitely
try,
comes
yeah.
into play.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Anyways. I will do what I can get away with and nothing more.
He's doing a good job at disobeying his superior's orders, so we're gonna keep encouraging him along that pathway.
How about we not say that so openly?
It's the 4 of us on the ship, Aaron. Do you want me to?
Okay, I will tell you this. I will tell you this now. One of my people was actually on this ship. How do you think
Are you
I
kidding
got?
me?
How do you think I got this folder? I didn't come with it.
Well, I don't know. It could have been a light realm thing.
I mean, he can make magic things appear on paper all the time.
Yep.
Fair
Bags
enough,
of
but
holding.
generally an entire dossier on someone does not just appear out of nowhere.
Multiple days of making paper pictures. I don't know.
Just
Are they still in the boat, or did they just
Can
like?
I
go
see
on?
that, by the way?
They've left.
Can I see that, by
Oh
the way?
yeah, I want to see it too.
Hey, you should totally share it with him.
Yeah, share it with us.
Maybe I can shed some light on the information that you're reading in there.
There you go. That'd be
I think it's a
wise.
very logical way to investigate your current mission.
I
Talk
said,
to
if
the immediate family
I
of
think-
the person you're investigating.
Addict, as much as I really do like you, you cannot damage this in any way. They will know it's been tampered with.
Okay.
Do you want to hold it out and turn the page like we're children reading a book?
Well, he hands it to Addict anyways. He just
Okay,
like
never
very,
mind.
very specifically clear if it is tampered or damaged in any way. it might be noticed.
Okay.
So yeah, he hands it.
Yeah. Edek, as you open up the file, basically on fine parchment, what you're able to see is, firstly, is a picture of, definitely of your father. It looks to be that of Ashika with similar, almost bone structure, specifically up in the cheeks, with a nice goatee going that's kind of pointed just a little bit. Nice hair pulled into a bun, wearing traditional Sheikah garb, that of a blue underrobe with a tan outer robe. And the information that you read as you scan through it is more or less stating a lot of things that you have generally come to understand that your father has revealed to you. That he was indeed a member of the Yiga at some point. There seems to be mentions regarding that through various individuals from the Gerudo that the Shadow Claw has been working with. Were able to ascertain that he was at one point a member of the Yiga, but about 20 years ago, he left and has been working with the Sheikah ever since. There are indications toward the bottom, I'm saying, where there is a history of this, of where Sheikah will harbor and try to rehabilitate Yiga, former Yiga, into becoming Sheikah once again. So there's an element of where there's a little bit of mistrust initially, but they do what they can to bring in those who have realized the error of their ways, so to speak, and correct that. So, by and large, a lot of things that you can see, there doesn't seem to be any oversights. There's a lot of generalizations. The mission itself, as you're able to look, it states that they want Aaron to investigate it, to see if he has any connections to the Yiga currently, and if he has anything regarding the goings-on regarding this Vati and bringing him back. And if that is the case, to let them know, and then do with it as he sees fit.
No leads or anything. It's just confirming that he's as he claims to be.
Basically confirming as he claims to be. They are trying to follow leads as to who, if the Yiga... It seems to be, with your intelligence, it seems to be an indication of trying to confirm a possible suspicion that the Shadow Claw may have, that if the Yiga are even involved in what's going on right now.
Okay. So, I'll hand it back after reading it.
You let us read it, or no?
If he wants you to, you can. I don't care. It
would
seems
love
all
to read
true. But
I mean, at this point, Aaron,
The same thing applies to you too.
What could I do?
Just-
Bend a corner?
So, that's more of a personal thing. Just
Okay, I won't do that either then.
I'm just saying, if anything is tampered with,
Here,
Could
you
be
can
noticed.
watch us. You can monitor us.
I was planning on walking away.
This is now the whole pose where like Avum's like doing this while reading, and Cizri's just like on his shoulder looking over.
We read
Yeah.
it.
So then, just to play, cautious. Not that I think it's true, but like if your father does have any relation to Vadi, why would we want to risk walking in with the stone and Mira?
Because he doesn't have anything to do with Vadi.
Exactly.
But he did. And anyone could be watching him?
Well, didn't he just say that it's really secure?
20 years ago.
Right, but it doesn't mean that there aren't other people in your town that could be involved, right? I'm just putting out there for cautious sake. I'm not putting any blame towards your father. I do not think he's involved, but...
I mean, there could be somebody anywhere we go. I mean, we go on the ship, there's somebody who wants Vadi. We go to Lurline, there's somebody who wants
Why
Vadi.
go towards a known potential risk?
There's no known potential risk there.
Are you saying you think there's another random Yiga spy hiding around his dad? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying, if we're trying to get this stone back, and if you are truly putting... All of us want to put the realm and these stones above any of our personal feelings. Is there a pro to bringing it to this city rather than just taking the time and avoiding it rather than a potential risk? That's all I'm bringing up. I just want to bring it up for discussion's sake.
I mean, like I said, I think there's risk anywhere we go. I don't think it's my father, though. We were in Lurline and there's somebody who wants Vadi back. We could stop at a stable or something on the road and there could be somebody who wants Vadi back. We don't know that.
And if he trusts his father, then that means that that's probably less of a risk.
I would want to go with people I trust more than the unknown.
Yeah.
Then could we ask you one favor? And then, again, just bringing this up to the group for discussion. Not trying to demand or request anything. What if we keep the stone fully secret for now, and then even if you do have any questions of your father, we can come back once we don't have it anymore to speak of it.
Yeah. That's all I want to do is take the princess back to her homeland.
Just Mira. Yeah, we don't even need to bring up the stone at all. It's probably better that way anyway.
Just saying, if anyone sees the princess in the town, it's a target on her back. That's anywhere, like you said.
Well, didn't you say Kakariko Village is pretty secure, so it's probably a better place than a lot of other things. I'd
Not
be
if
more
there's
worried.
a secret organization inside of it.
No, I don't. Well, wait. Where is? Yeah, I mean, is it inside it?
You don't
You
know
know
what
what
spies they have within the city. Ties of people that they have still in there. It's waiting for things or giving information to people on the outside.
The Yiga clan is a giant stain upon the reputation of the Sheikah people. They are well aware of them and always on the lookout for them. I can guarantee you that.
Being cautious.
Are the Yiga like in a different part of where are they? What are they doing? You know what I mean? Like where did your dad come from to get to where he is now?
Would I know that based off my father's history and mother's history?
Based off your father's history and mother's history, as well as even general things with the Sheikah, you know that the Yiga are located out in Gerudo Desert.
Yeah.
Their biggest conflict is with almost the Gerudo. There seems to be almost an endless war between the two.
Yeah, so they're typically by the Gerudo Desert.
Okay. So most
That-
aren't even around.
Outwardly are not around here, yes.
Yeah.
They may be other places, but the headquarters, as far as I know, is Gerudo Desert.
Okay.
So, we're not going that way. We're going a different direction.
Well, Mira, I would possibly recommend you not being Mira of the Zora and potentially a lesser Zora that we were just escorting back, right?
If that would work out, then I can certainly do that.
For now.
I mean, I guess it just depends on how much Attic thinks that lying about it is going to help or hinder us within
That's
the city. It's
true.
all-
You just talked about being honest, yes.
If it would be more of assistance for me to go by a different name, then I could certainly do that and only reveal it when absolutely necessary. Impa, from what I know, is one that is definitely trustworthy. The Impa is always the leader and usually appointed by the royal family themselves over Sheikah, or over the Sheikah. And the Sheikah tend to agree usually well, so, well, it's a complicated process from what I understand. The Sheikah elect individuals and the royal family appoint.
Attic, would you think this Impa would be offended if we put Mira under disguise for her safety, or do you think they would understand if we were honest with them?
I think she'd see right through it.
I'm not saying lying to Impa, just for her safety, not announce to everyone or to guards or anyone else that.
Again, I don't have any intention to spread the news to everybody.
No, I know. I just if someone asks who we are, right? Don't we have to present ourselves to even get into the city?
Most likely. But again, I think if we can get to Impa, she can be reasoned with and be willing to help.
What if the guards ask for who Mira is?
Well,
Do we tell them?
I could go in ahead, try to see Impa, and get brought back so that you all in.
That could work.
I also could
Do
try
like
to
that.
teach Mira a spell I know potentially could help you in the situation as well to hide.
Ooh, what's the spell?
She got so
It's-
excited.
It's a way to alter your appearance significantly. You have to learn to do it on yourself, though.
Well, let me guess what it is. It's either is it where I can like do disguise self or alt self or
Yeah, it's not the one where you kind of like have a weird image over top of you. It's you actually change physically.
oh, I've heard many things about this spell. This sounds fascinating. I could certainly do that. Will I need to put on a little bit of a performance, as it were, or maybe take on a bit of a name?
You could definitely make your own character if you want to. I believe it will change like the way you sound and everything, though.
Oh,
Like
this
it's
is
altering you entirely.
Oh, this is wonderful. This is kind of like, oh, this is exciting. This is very similar to books I would read and games I would play back in Zora's Domain growing up. But
Yeah, we
actual.
can work on that if you want to.
You could be your favorite book character, Mira.
Or even
No
an
one
original character.
Would know.
Oh, I don't want to
true.
be my original character. That's embarrassing. But I could certainly be. Who would I want to be? I'll think about it, but I'd be more than willing to learn that spell. I could. Quite exciting, to be honest.
Glad to teach you.
Yeah.
To
Is
help
this
keep
what-
you safe.
Yeah. Is this what it's like to be a spy, Aaron?
More or less.
Oh, I quite enjoy it. This far more exciting
over
than the
to
things
Duch.
that go on with all the decorum and things like that within the nobility. This is far more interesting.
Maybe you found your true calling, Mira.
Oh.
Mm.
Do not discourage her, Aaron. I think you're doing great, Mira.
You could help her create maybe a new identity and secrets. If you're good at like going undercover. That could be you. I could teach her the spell. We could tag team this, man.
Yeah.
That'd be so dopers, right?
It would be so dopers, right?
It'd be dopers, Aaron.
I'm not saying it.
Oh,
But that being said, Cizri, you also need to learn how to be more subtle.
Excuse me? What?
I mean, subtlety is not your forte, unfortunately.
What? I don't understand what you guys are talking
More
about.
specifically, the underspeak, where there are meanings behind words besides what is actually being said.
All right.
Like, we don't need a repeat of or lie.
However, I do believe you have much to bring to the table, like your honesty and celebration and how to uplift people. So I don't...
Yeah.
You are welcome. Making sure you don't think we're talking down to you by any means.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Aaron, I don't know how to possibly understand when people are being super sneaky when they could just be blunt about it. So.
Dangerous.
There's a time and place. There's a time and place to be very blunt, but there's also a time and place where you can't exactly say what you mean. Because it can either A, get you into trouble, or get you killed.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I understand what you're saying when you talk like this, Aaron.
And that's my point I'm getting across. If you can at least pick up on this fact that someone is not saying what they mean, it could help you out.
I mean, I love it. I just don't really know how to do that. Like, if we're
anybody until you can.
What?
You don't trust anybody until you can. That's one way.
Okay.
I think the worst of somebody when you first meet them. That doesn't seem fair.
It has helped me out
mean,
so many
honestly.
times. I caught that guy.
I would have
Personally,
never met you guys if I didn't think the
Aaron.
best of people when I first saw you guys.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I've caught many a bad guys this way.
I would have been like, "What are you doing here, Birdman? Get away from my table!"
I mean, to be fair, I was going to pay you if you didn't want to just outright join me.
What, are you gonna use me for money? I could be a jerk to everybody if I do that.
It's true.
I mean, that's fair, but
So,
I'm
and
just saying.
honestly, it sounds downright depressing to look at things like that.
I've told you, the life of a spy is a very lonely one. I've
So
already
maybe you
told
should
you this.
try to think that maybe someone's nice.
That's not how I've been trained. My
Well,
training.
that's not how I've been trained to think negatively about people. So what are we going to do?
How
I
about
guess
this?
we balance each
how about
other
we
out.
teach each
We
other?
balance
That's
each other
what
out.
I think yes.
You know, that's a curious observation. We are twins. How do we divulge so much like that? Where did I get all my negativity when you got all your positivity?
I don't know.
Where did my accent come from when you don't have one?
I think that's a discussion you need to have
Does
with
your
your parents.
parents have the accent, or is it just you?
Dad does. Mom does not.
Look,
I'm
it's
assuming-
just a thing
I'm
I
assuming Mom
do
is not the
sometimes
subtle
to
one.
sound smarter. Okay, back off.
Whoa!
Whoa!
jeez, that whoa.
Okay. So it's all been a
Okay.
facade this whole time. Okay, good to know. Good to know.
Lately, I've been taught by grandmother and other people that if you put a little bit of an erudite sound to it, people believe you more. And it's worked for me.
Huh. I'll be honest, I did not expect that from Ava.
I
We're just
I
letting
mean,
out
to be
lots
fair,
of
with
secrets today.
speaking of subtlety, I mean, the fact that you picked up that we didn't have the same accent was... Oof.
Well, you pointed it out to everybody, Abram, and then proceeded
what
to
I'm
spill your
saying.
own secrets. So
That's what I'm saying. The fact that you know, no one else picked up on it.
yeah.
Anyways, maybe because we want to make it so that we're using our skills and helping each other out for weaknesses. Aaron, you want to hold this bag for me? I'll just come to you when I need my stuff from there.
Sure.
So you hold on to my bag of holding, and I'll come get my stuff from you when I need it.
Sounds good.
All right. So I
We still
say
have everything separated.
we
so
do.
we have-
Yeah.
Yes, he's got the vial and stuff in his.
And the book.
It's in his quiver, and
Wait, do you want
Sapphire's
someone
in
else to hold
bag of
on to
holding.
the bag of
That's what I was
holding? That
going
way
to
we
say.
have
That's
say
a
separate.
lot going on.
well, if
Then
you want to
it's
give it
not-
to somebody else who feels like they can look into it, I just want to make sure it's not me because I'm bad at that apparently.
Okay.
Avum, you want to hold on to
Just
my
toss
bag?
it to anyone. Whoever wants it, just tosses it.
Avum, you hold on to it. We can be
Unless
signed
you
for us
want it,
together.
Cizri. I mean, I don't care either way. I'm very weak. Okay, all right.
You just good. Okay, and in conclusion, the positive people will teach the negative people how to be positive, and the negative people will teach each other how to be negative. And we'll
I
all learn from
like
each
it.
other, and it'll be great.
Where do I fall into that? I'm a bit in between.
You get
I'm
the
not-
You
spell.
seem very
You
positive.
seem pretty
Mira.
positive. I
Yeah.
think you're more on the positive side.
I think you're on our side personally.
I'm not trying
The
to
cool
be.
side.
You know what?
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
I
kidding,
think
Aaron.
both
I'm just
sides are cool. You're all cool.
Okay.
Aaron, the next time they get assassinated by someone they trust wholeheartedly, we will definitely be able to put this on the ringer.
You both can laugh.
Hey.
I mean, if you want.
At least we don't scare little travelers in the night who are looking to find a campfire to come join up to.
That was a mistake where I thought I saw an image at the corner of a crate. And even so, I'd rather have them stay. Look, we still got attempted assassination that night.
And we did just fine.
Some poor innocent shopkeep could have died because of that.
They're fine.
This is like frickin' Festivus with like the airing of grievances or whatever. Like
All right,
Anyways,
so
I
you
did
got my
just call you all
bag.
friends, so we're good.
Yes, we're all friends.
Yes.
Okay, on the count of three, we say friends, and then we'll be done with this conversation. Ready?
Here,
One,
you're in too.
two.
Lie back, get in here.
Lie back.
What?
We need
Come be
you to come
friends
say
with
friends
us.
with us.
He's
Alright.
trying to untie the ship as quick as possible to get out of here.
Let's go up to him.
These arguments.
Let's go up to him. Maybe he's scary.
Yeah, we all go up and like gather around him.
he goes,
Okay, ready? One,
Real quick,
two,
real quick.
three. Friends, ready?
Right.
1, 2, 3. Friends.
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 Yeah. Good job.
I'm proud of all of us. I think we made some great strides today.
You know, we
All
could
right.
have been like a mile down the road by now.
He's been sailing this whole time.
Yeah. You've been sailing this whole time.
Oh, I thought we got to shore. I thought you said we got
No.
to shore.
No,
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 we're
okay.
a week out.
We got a
You're,
week
you're
out.
still a week out. I say
Well,
by,
see, look, I don't see images on crates, and I thought it was already on land.
Yeah, this is water. This is not land.
yeah, land is
God.
nowhere in view. By the time you reach land, it'll probably be about 3 weeks since you've been on it.
All right. So, Mira, what do you want to work on first? The spell or your alter ego?
Well, how about I learn the spell first, and then I can go ahead and learn the alter ego. Oh, I got so distracted trying to get everything. 1 second, and she heads downstairs. Few moments pass. She comes back up, and she's holding different bags, about 4 bags of. You can't really tell. She's like, given everything that's been going on these past few weeks, and assisting me even getting the Sapphire back, even though I'm not fully there, my father did state when I contacted him last night that there would be rewards for you all, but I wanted to take this moment to real quick at least give you all a little bit of a, I guess you'd call it, advance in that reward, a bit of thanks from my end. She hands a bag to each of you, saying, it's a collection of rupees. I overheard that some of your, I guess you could say, coffers were running low.
Oh, so low. Like, we're just spending it
Lowest.
on lots of presents for people.
Well, hopefully this should be
Yeah.
able to help you buy more presents. Apart
Oh,
from that,
thank you.
Yeah, apart from that, Deck, we can go and learn that spell. So go ahead and add 500 rupees each.
What?
Oh man.
Girls loaded.
She's royalty.
Yes.
Avum is very much more positive. He goes, well, I think I'll just join the positive group.
Well, see how easy it is?
See, we trusted Mira right away, and boom.
And she trusted us.
Apparently I can be bought.
Yes, you can.
All right.
Thank you,
Aaron
Mira.
goes
That's
flying ahead.
very sweet.
So much.
Aaron just takes off, flying ahead, done with the conversation.
Perfect. So with
Done
that,
with all you positive people.
Addict,
So
just
yes.
a quick sidebar. I know you're very busy with projects, and I do not mean to add to it, but I just wanted to pick your brain at some time. If you noticed in that last fight, a few of our weapons were doing some lackluster damage, and we've come across many with magical resistances, it seems. I was thinking, and he kind of like takes out the broken gun, you know, as we're taking this apart and maybe trying to find a more efficient way of making this. Do you think there's any way to add elements of arcane? Like maybe, I was thinking crystal bullets, possibly, or a crystal line that would enhance the bullet as it, you know, shoots or something? Just something to think of, maybe, for future.
I mean, I do know that I can make it so that my sword could be considered magic and enhanced. It's difficult to do right now with how much energy it takes up. I'll work on maybe upgrading that and trying to get more.
I don't want to take away energy from you. I mean, you are
But
obviously an important part of the fighting tactics there.
But I can definitely look into that as well. I mean, that weapon you have looks broken right now anyways. I could probably work on even getting it working to start off with.
I thought it'd be a joint effort between the two of us. We could break it apart, find the blueprints of it, and I know you have much history in working these. Maybe you and I can work on a way of making it even better.
Oh, for sure, I'd be willing to help out. I do have one project I want to... Well, 2 projects. Well, 3 projects. I'll fit it in somewhere.
You can find
Art's
time.
listing like 10 different projects.
I mean, we do have 3 weeks, so it's a great time to get stuff done.
I'll add it to my list, though.
I had 3. I don't even know what's happening tonight. 1 week.
So it would have been, by the time we get to land, it would be 3 weeks since we've last been on land.
I'm obviously out of it today. So I just must still be tired from the days before his events. Or today's events, whatever day it is.
It's just kind of blurred together at this point.
It does. Perfect.
all right. Well, with
Also,
that,
thank you for flying back and saying that for us, Aaron.
Just quick loop.
One day.
So with that, what are you all going to be spending the rest of your time before you get to shore? What are you going to be doing?
Actually, he would ask Attic if he can help improve the longbow in any way.
Fix all our stuff, Attic.
I mean, just saying, I mean, he's used to it. He likes how it is, but
Yeah,
of course, there's room for improvement.
I guess I'll ask the DM, like,
Yeah.
what do I think is reasonable to work on with these projects?
I would say, given your intelligence, you would know that. Let's see. I am looking at which project you are currently on. You are on project number 4, correct?
I'm probably going to do number 6 first, just because I feel like that'd be really quick.
If you could go to page 8 on
then-
project 106 specifically. And
No,
So-
I
I feel like that'd be fairly quick to do, so I'd do that
Did-
first, probably.
Did you just add this? Because
Yeah, I've been adding a
'cause
few.
I was gonna say I did not see this before. That's freaking hilarious. So I would say, given that, that would probably you could probably get that done with the materials
Like
that you
some
have.
sort of like heating thing underneath, and
Yeah.
Good.
Basically-
Oh.
You could probably take that. I would say, given the equipment that you have, you could probably get that done easily within 2 days.
Okay.
As far as upgrading Avum's weaponry, considering your proficiency with firearms, you definitely have the Tinker's tools to at least get it to the fixed state. As far as improving it, that's probably going to take a little bit longer. But you can definitely get it to the point of where it's fixed and can definitely be fired without it exploding. And his I could see that easily taking a day, no problem.
And Avon's made it very clear this is like a long-term project. He doesn't expect you to take much time on it.
And the only reason I'm saying a day is because since you're not officially a gunslinger, gunslingers can do it a little bit more fast. Can do it a little bit faster. Okay. And then for Aaron, upgrading the bow specifically, you can't really do anything to tinker with it. You do know there are ways to definitely infuse these types of weapons with magical properties, but you would need more of a forge to do that. An arcane forge, basically.
Okay. So, Aaron, I don't think I can do anything right now for yours, but I'll put it on the list. Avon, I'll get your gun working, and I got my other project I'm going to work on. And then if I have still like a few more days, I'll probably work on Project 4 then. Yeah,
because you at that point that'd be 3 days. You'd have 4 days. You could definitely. So for Project 4, we'll have you go ahead and make a Tinker's check. So go ahead and do intelligence and add your proficiency.
All right. Can I get Avon to help me with it too? Be Science Bros.
If he wants to.
And I think Aaron will like in between like just general like scouting stuff because he would do that. He's also going to be helping like Mira with her like alter ego and stuff, and Cizri kind of getting accustomed to like spy speak basically.
Yeah.
I want to know how he does this. That's
It's not so much like telling you specific words to be used, but more like what to look for in someone's like body language, or like if they're interacting with anything, if they're like trying to subtly like slide it towards you or something, anything like that. Like
okay.
Like with how what was her name? The captain in Lorelei.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jimmy, I think.
Jimmy,
yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How she was like trying to subtly like point out like the file she had without saying, without specifically talking about the file.
Yeah. Okay.
So stuff like that.
Okay. Sounds good. She will listen. She won't like walk away from you. So she'll like listen and probably ask questions and make you come up with like examples for every single thing that you.
Oh, yeah. I feel like he's been through enough that he would be able to have like,
a bunch of examples. Yeah.
I love that that's her level of engagement. I mean, she's not going to walk away from you.
She'll indulge him.
She'll indulge
Seems
him.
very passionate about doing this.
I guess never mind. We've had this discussion already.
All right.
So I got a 27 on my tinkering check.
Nice.
As with Avon's assistance, as you're looking at it, you both are looking at it and giving general suggestions as to how you could get the outline, definitely with the blueprints. And the blueprints for this retractable shield, I'll say, are finalized. You have something that you know you can work with. You just need the materials. And it'll probably still take you some time to build it out in full, but you have what you need for this project.
This is gonna be so cool.
Sweet. So my other two projects get down to fixing the gun.
And the. Do you mind if I say it? Or do you want to say what it is?
Go for it.
It is I'm going to read it exactly as you have it. Basically, an electric kettle for the tea.
When you said the heating thing underneath, I'm like, oh, he's making his tea thing.
Yeah.
Aww.
A portable kettle. That's awesome.
I want that in real life, honestly.
You almost essentially have one in real life.
But I can't. It's not portable.
It's fairly portable.
I want to bring a thing of water and not have to plug it in somewhere and like
That's
just like
fair.
turn on it. That'd be awesome.
That's true.
It's basically
Mark,
a kettle
make it
with
for
an
me in
attached
real life.
like hot plate to it.
Yeah.
More or less.
The base.
Yeah, it tends to almost seem to glow with a Sheikah cyan blue, and then elements of as well as little bits of green showing electricity to wind up heating it up. So it seems that an element of the core, the tech from the core that you guys bought, seems to be almost reverse engineered to power it as its power source.
Cool.
Nice. Core went to good use.
So yeah, it's reverse engineered. So the core is still around, but it's definitely.
I hope I wouldn't use the core on this.
No, you again, your intelligence is high enough to where you would be able to effortlessly reverse engineer the tech that goes into the core to help power it, basically.
Okay.
So you'll probably need to recharge it every once in a while, but honestly, that's not going to be hard to do. So you were able to get all those projects done, and Avum, you do have a firearm that works. You just need to learn how to basically use it. So with that,
You don't have ammo. You don't.
yeah, you don't have ammo. You don't have, don't ever fire blanks with a flintlock. Well, don't fire blanks anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like his whole first step was mainly to just blueprint it and understand it and make proficiency with it and kind of understand the similarities between that and a crossbow and kind of make that leap of proficiency with it over time.
Yeah, a deck would definitely be able to outline you generally how flintlock works, and right out of the gate, you know that it is wildly different to a crossbow. And the biggest similarity is that you pull something back and you aim, and that's pretty much about it. The technology is fairly different.
Yep.
So
then he'll just because I don't think there's anything else he can do with the Hylian root and the Silent Princess, right? That's just in a state of just need more of it.
Basically.
Right?
Yeah.
Then the whole week he'll just work on kind of understanding it and maybe trying to work towards proficiency if he can eventually find bullets to practice with later on. And also just mentally probably like try and talk with Attic about just ideas on how to magically enhance it with different materials, or like to get his idea of what he would know in the light realm that we could keep an eye out for down the road.
I would say, Adette, go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Straight intelligence is 17.
17. As far as improving it, again, another way to improve it, you definitely would know would be an arcane forge of sorts, which most major cities would have. You do know that Kakariko Village is one of the few smaller settlements that definitely does have one. Other ways are that you can improve it that wouldn't necessarily be magical, would definitely be reinforcing the steel in certain ways. You've heard of theories of basically getting a completely different type of barrel and almost spiraling it of sorts to help with accuracy. You've heard of theories about that, but nothing necessarily confirmed. So basically it would be a lot of ways of improving the pistol directly is what you'd be able to ascertain.
Would my workshop have an arcane forge in it? Are they like super rare, or are they more common?
Given that your shop is basically an artificer type shop and almost blacksmithy type place, you do know that your shop would have an arcane forge. That's considering you are an artificer and that's something that's an art of Sheikah. Yours is basically the station of where the arcane forge is located.
Cool.
Eventually could stop at my workshop. Maybe mess around with this a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Whenever you have time, or we find materials. He tries to like spin it and drops it. And he's
Don't do
still
that.
working on that. Still working on that.
Don't do that.
Just kind of thinking, if you find anything in stores in your village, like you said, we're outsiders. I doubt they'd sell anything to me, I'm guessing. If you could keep your eyes open, I would more than happy to reimburse you if we find anything.
I mean, rupees are rupees, so who knows?
That's fair. Just thought.
I think if you're in, I think they'll sell you stuff. But you gotta get in first. That's the first step.
Are you nervous?
I'm more nervous about keeping Mira safe than anything.
By the way, I hope you don't mean I was accusing your father, accusing you of anything.
I mean, when you got something like that in your past, people can make assumptions about you, and even if 20 years pass. But, I mean, I've known him my whole life. I've traveled with him. I've learned from him. I can't believe he would be still working with the Yiga. I mean, the way he brought me up, it doesn't make any sense. So,
I believe you.
my
And
mom would kill him as well if he was.
well, then good. Keep him in line. But just so you know, not that I can imagine the level of what you're going through, but I've also had to live a few decades under a legacy. I know what it's like to have that, and have people have expectations. Even a stain in their eyes.
What kind of legacy do you have?
Again, it's nothing like the weight you're going through, and I'm not trying to say it's anything close, but our grandmother was an adventurer herself, a voyager. People aren't really supposed to leave much. I think that's where Cizri gets her adventurous spirit from. But our parents were very much about keeping ongoing the legacy of our grandmother, but not in the adventuring sake, but more in the shop and this apothecary that she started. But everyone knew her. Everyone expected us to follow in her shadow. Especially my father.
I mean, I do think that's unfair for someone to just expect you to be something instead of just letting you choose your own path.
I agree. Very much so, I agree. That's why I'm out here with Cizri. Because I want her to find her path. And that's why you don't need to concern yourself with what other people think and what this destiny is. Destiny is what you make of it. So just know I have your back. Same way, Cizri. You make your own decision, and I'll defend that no matter what.
Thanks.
Pat him on his back.
Hold him in for a hug.
Oh, all right.
You don't want to get close if you don't want to hug.
All right. Hugs are nice. They're dopers.
That's right.
All right.
Drink
Let
some
me know
more
if you need
tea.
anything. Ooh, yes, thank you. It's hot. You need to tweak that. Don't make it boil so much. That's oof.
Don't like it hot?
No, I mean it's like burning hot. Like I don't know. I think you overcharged that kettle thing.
Okay. Make some tweaks.
Shoot someone with that thing. That's it. We'll just hang out.
I don't think I do a whole lot aside from just hanging around people. But is there like a really pretty sunrise or sunset that I happen to catch in the week of?
Let's see, shall we?
Yeah.
During the week, as you wake up fairly early, since we're playing with time just a little bit, a majority of the journey has been fairly cloudy. Not much to look at. a little choppy, but nothing terrible as a few nights that you've experienced so far in the on the ocean. Fairly calm, all things considered. On the last day of the journey, you are definitely able to find a beautiful sunrise. As the clouds seem to part, you're able to see as the sun is reflecting onto the ocean, where it is being painted beautifully into the sky with various yellows, orange, and reds, making violet in some areas, being reflected off what clouds that do remain. It is unlike anything that you've ever seen in the Twilight Realm or even on the Light Realm at this point.
Yes. Yeah, so like I probably like I was like looking out and I dive for my Picto box and I like run out onto the deck. Click.
You hear, I think that will probably just be a ball of light in the picture, maybe.
What? Who is it? Is it Lineback?
Mira.
Oh, it's Mira? What do you mean it's gonna be a ball of light? I need to remember this.
If my understanding is correct, this, and she points to the lens, takes in light. So if you're pointing at something that's like the sun, that's just light, and you don't expose for it properly, then it will just be light.
Okay, so how do I make it so that it's not just like...
What?
I know that struggle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mira goes, I don't know exactly. I don't know a lot of the terms. My guess would be to lower the amount of light that comes in.
I mean, can I do that on the thing?
Yes, you can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, try it. Click, 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 click. I don't mind wasting like 5 picture things on this if this is what it takes. Click!
Yeah. You are very much easily able to do so, and you find the right aperture to work for that.
Nice.
So, me personally, I have done a little photography, so we have reached the limit of my photography knowledge.
Yeah, aperture, f-stop, and yes, a lot of it manually doing that, and you got
Smart.
focus. It's
I do remember f-stop. I remember that.
you generally want to lower your aperture
Yeah.
to let less light in. But if you do too much, it's just gonna end up being like a black square, and then if you do too much, it's literally just white. It's rough.
Mhm. So yeah,
There's
we have
5 pictures of Cizri figuring that out.
basically.
The
Yeah.
focus is
What?
I
focus
probably
is,
go through like 5 of them. Like, I don't mind though, because this is so beautiful. I
Yeah.
have to get it perfect.
Yeah,
So.
and eventually you do get it, and it is the gradual progression because finding that right point is very difficult. But you are eventually able to find it, and it looks very beautiful. She then, Mira goes, that is quite beautiful. She just kind of leans over the edge and just goes, well, again, thank you all for everything that you're doing for me and making sure that we get home I get home safely.
Yeah, of course. Are you ready to go home, or are you not looking forward to it?
It is going to be strange, but I think I'm ready.
Aaron just takes off behind them.
Yeah. She looks up. There's a slight smile as she watches you fly and just goes, well, I may not necessarily be wanting to do a lot of my duties, but it's something that I do have to eventually do.
I mean, do you have to?
I may not want to, but the fact of the matter is my people are depending on me. So I do it not because I want to, but because I love my people.
Okay, well, let's say you didn't want, or you didn't need to. What would you do instead?
If I didn't need to, I would almost want to travel the world and just learn about other cultures, learn about their histories, foods that they eat, as well as even, well, see about what spells I could learn. I guess you could say I have a case of wanderlust.
I mean, I get it. I don't know. I mean, if you're royalty, you probably could still do that, right?
Oh, I'm going to be doing that no matter what, but it's not of my own volition. I go where I'm told.
Well, if you inherit some sort of leadership later on, you might not need to, right?
Maybe. And
Or maybe you should... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying, in that instance, I'm probably going to go where I'm needed, and not so much where I want to.
I mean, do you think you could, like, talk to your dad? Negotiate some of what you want?
I probably could. And knowing him, he would more than likely listen. But at the same time, when I'm ready, I'll take the throne and I'll lead my people. Because, again, I have a love for them. And I want to honor them. And if this is my way of honoring them, then I'll put aside my desires and take them into a more glorious future. Because that's also what I want to do.
As long as you want it, just don't, lose yourself in all the duty.
Trust me, there are some things I can do that not even my father thinks I can do. At that point, she then extends out her hand, and you see a little bit of the water come out from the sea, and it comes to her hand. At that moment, it forms almost that of a blade. Goes, in my spare time, I've been practicing with... Well, my father thinks that I'm more of a historian, but I managed to learn how to practice the arts of the Zora's art of blade singing.
Oh. Well, that's fun. Good. Do things for yourself, Mira, all right? Duty and all that. Do help your people. That's very good, but just don't lose yourself. Do things you like.
He goes, I could probably say the same thing to you.
Oh, that's what I'm doing right now, actually. It feels great.
But maybe not losing yourself in the things that you want to do.
Losing myself in the things I want to do?
Having that equal balance. Doing the things that is required of you, but also doing the things that you want to do. Isn't that the wisdom that you just imparted on me?
Potentially. I've got about 108 years of doing what I should be doing. So, I don't know, maybe 108 years of doing what I want, and then we balance it out. I'm not sure yet. I wouldn't make it even 108 years. But...
You are certainly interesting, Cizri. You entertain me.
Well, I'm glad. I live to entertain.
And also annoy your brother, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I haven't, I've been getting used to this camera, but I have some plans. Don't tell him.
Oh, I want to hear these plans.
Speaking of which, I was going to ask if he could have at least seen this scene of her taking the sunset. He doesn't want to overhear anything.
The sunrise, yeah, certainly. He could have seen it. Yeah.
Cool.
And
you see him walking by.
Yep.
I mean, she was probably really loud bursting into the room to go get her camera. Like,
yeah.
She wasn't trying to be quiet. She was, like,
it's probably up.
Everybody probably.
Everyone was getting up anyways because,
yeah.
routine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, certainly. So, he goes, well, I guess you could tell me later, since he's right there.
Yeah, he's right there. I'll let you know.
Let me know. I may want to be in on it.
Oh. Sounds good.
Perfect.
He gets Sprite in too. It'll be great.
Certainly. Oh, Sprite will love that. She's been messing with me this whole week. Papers have been going missing.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to, I can get her to find a new target. Unless you think it's fun. Because we could just leave it.
I've been different to it. It's just been happening all week. So, but I think Avum has been the target mostly. I think she's just hopping from person to person.
Yeah, that sounds like her.
Well, I guess we'll be hitting land here probably within the next day or so. So I'll see you later.
Yeah.
With that, Aaron, if there's anything else you care to be doing throughout the course of the week at all, Cizri, or is that really also?
The only other thing I want to do is I can see if Avon's ever trying to be sneaky or like he doesn't want anyone to see him doing something, I want to see if I can take a picture of him doing something.
You know what, Avon, go ahead.
Yeah, later that day he'd probably have gone off on his own, writing in his book, and doing something else.
So. I'd say, Cizri, go ahead and make a stealth check. Avon, go ahead and make a perception check.
Is it sunny out, or is it shadows?
You should
We have
have
our sunglasses.
I keep on forgetting about that.
We
You're
look
good.
cool constantly.
That's out of focus.
Okay, what'd you get?
I don't know, what'd you roll?
I got a 22.
19.
So, Cizri, you're just scouring the whole boat for Avon, and then eventually you remember there was that one time where he was on the back of the ship, and you go and you find him there. Avon, what are you doing in this instance? Sprite is there with you as well.
Actually, probably would have told Sprite off at
okay.
just to give
Fair enough.
privacy for this one. Kind of like Scissor could probably see him like looking around, making sure he doesn't get seen where he's going. So that's why you catch him not putting the illusory script up on the book that he's writing. That says Ex Libris Apothecary Volume 2, The Adventures of Cizri and Avon. And in one of them, you see him cast Silent Image, not just of the sunrise, but of Cizri, taking a picture of the sunrise. And he's sketching it out in the book.
Oh, that's cute. That's not embarrassing.
It is to him. No one can know that I'm enjoying this, that he's finding nice little moments.
Yeah, so basically she's all like, he, but then like he does that and she's like, aw, click.
It is very loud. This thing is, you're just drawing that, and by the time you're done drawing it, Avon, you just hear a
It gets dropped, the illusionary script goes up, the crossbow comes out.
I'm like standing there.
What did you see?
It was cute. Like flipping the picture. Like you have what you do with the Polaroid to like get it to develop.
I love the order of operations there. It's illusionary script first and then crossbow. Not crossbow first and then illusionary script.
He has secrets in here. He has his like thoughts on people in this book. Well, in his other book, yeah.
I'll just do this.
It's a nice little image, that's all. Thought other people should see the beautiful things you and I see out here.
I agree. I have that picture. Did I show you that?
Well, I had walked by when you apparently over or underexposed it, so I figured this would be a better way
I have
of
a bunch of
capturing
duds. Yeah, but I got it perfect, and now you
Did
have
you?
this one. I'll put them next to each other in my book.
Well, now that you saw it, he throws over the book that says Ex Libris Apothecary Volume 2.
Look at it.
Well, now you get to tell your own story. What do you add to it?
Oh, this is mine?
It's ours. Yes.
Oh, so like I'll put my pictures and you can
And
draw
your
things.
stories and your adventures. And what makes you happy and the things you find here that you love.
Oh wait, are you gonna write in it too, or is it just for me? I'm confused.
It's ours. It says both of us. Yes.
So we're gonna pass it around if we have
Yes,
something we want.
of course.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's gonna be fun. I love
You
it.
see, I already have a little thing there on the Silent Princess and Hylian Root. Of
I
the
love
different
it.
races and religions here.
Awesome. I love it. That's a good drawing.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Just a lot of stressful things. It's just nice to enjoy the nicer things.
Exactly. Aw, this is so cute, Avum. I love it.
Whatever. It's work.
It's adorable. And I like start like putting the picture like on a page.
Don't smudge it. The ink's not dry yet.
Oh, I wasn't touching that part.
I know. Just it looks good. Maybe this adventure isn't as bad.
It's pretty good, I think. I'm glad you agree.
Partially. Some good things out of it.
Mm-hmm. You have like your new best friend, so.
Yeah. Just feel bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
All you and him want to just... I don't know why I'm still speaking in this accent right now with you.
Don't even notice anymore, to be honest.
I really don't. No, but both of you don't need to be walking around with expectations on. Just enjoy your life. Live it the way you want to.
Interesting. What brought about this change of
I've
perspective?
always said that about you.
Sort of.
I have ideas. I've just seen what it can do to people. Seen different sides.
Yeah.
Plus, sounds like you have bigger responsibilities than running a store.
Or like being a pirate. I know.
Ugh. So gross. Please don't.
Gross.
It's a pirate in the family? Ugh.
That'd be so fun. Can you imagine?
Maybe for
Mom
like
and
we
Dad
were
just like
captains or something.
choking on their words as they say it. It'd be perfect.
Only if we were the captains. I'm not gonna work for someone else's crew like that.
Oh boy.
Awful.
Well, thanks for this. This is fun. I like this.
Always. You know I have your back.
Mhm.
Just have
I
fun.
got yours.
I feel like things are gonna get a lot more stressful here soon.
Potentially. We just have to keep an eye on Aaron. And it'll be just fine.
Oh, don't worry. We are subtle enough with our threats.
Yes.
I think he'll come to us before he tries anything. And if he doesn't,
I think you will.
well, then he made his line in the sand.
Yeah. Yep. I'll just keep an eye out.
Keep an eye out for Dick as well. I think
What?
I believe him as much of his father says, but there's always the what if. If his father actually is lying to him or hiding something, he's not going to want to hear it. I don't want him to walk into danger because of it. So if you care for him, just make sure you keep your eyes open for that. So,
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep my eyes open, but I don't really want to be vocally open about something unless it's obvious.
of course not.
Because, I don't know, I don't want...
I'm just saying you care for him, that's all.
Yeah. But I really don't think anything will happen, but... Or at least with him.
I wish I could say the same. Just the way our luck's been going.
Our luck's been great!
Sure.
I mean, we're still running around, aren't we?
Everywhere we go, we're like assassinated or someone attacks us. Like it's not like
And we come out on top.
exploratory.
It is actually very confidence building.
I wish you could understand how many times I've seen you all just get obliterated with my rewind abilities. It is awful to see
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
hurt you all have been. And how many times you've fumbled swords like into your own foot or something that I've had to like rewind to give you a better chance. It's
I just get so excited I don't think about things and then I just kind of like go for it, but it works half the time. I'm sure it'll get better.
hopefully. It's quite impressive though. You did really, really well against that last monster.
Thank you. I'm liking that thing more and more. The
Yeah, I know
Skyrim
you are.
strike thing. Yeah.
You see him he's like supportive, but slightly saddened when you say that. Just slightly.
I think normally she'd pick up and say something, but because this is all about the hero of time and it's weird and she hasn't accepted it, she just ignores it.
That's fair.
So anyway, do you want to go out here, or are you still going to do your sketchy thing?
Nah, I'm good. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay, so with that, Aaron, what you're doing during the week, one of the things is teaching Mira. She seems fairly decent at picking it up, but there's definitely a lot of it seems to be due to the elements of her having to put on a performance due to her abilities. So due to her being royalty. So you gather there's a little bit of that going on.
Okay, you're too formal. Too formal.
When you have been raised for hundreds of years to be a specific way.
Yes. I get that. Believe me, I've worked with nobles who I've tried to hide before.
Okay, well, right. And eventually, considering a few days, it's passable. Definitely a dex spell will assist.
Mhm.
But as far as everything else is concerned, we will see. So apart from that, is there anything else you care to do during the week?
Scouting again.
All right. It is largely uneventful. Outside of a few stray storms, various... You come across Zuggs once again on his raft. It seems that the wind is taking him to and fro. There is no clear direction with this dude. So if you wanted to buy anything else from Zuggs again, you certainly can.
Oh, it's okay.
Perfect. You all keep on going along. And if there's anything else you want to do during the week, eventually you all do make land. As the boat goes as close as it can to shore. Linebeck says, well, from here, the rest is, you all will have... I have to keep the boat with me, so you'll have to, unfortunately, swim to shore, but it's not that big of a distance. Luckily, this is a shallow...
Well, she almost died last time we swam. Remember that?
That's true.
No. Last time when we swam, I did a great job.
Then the time before that.
Before that. So, progress steps.
So you're
Come on.
50-50 on dying or not.
No. We had down here, and then here, and then next time we'll be here.
Mira goes, I mean, someone could also hold on to me, and I can swim.
You'll be our
that's true.
lifeguard then, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're going to be flying, Aaron?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
All right, Aaron. Continue our training.
Okay.
It is a sunny day out.
I mean, will the shadow carry across water?
I mean, if you go low enough, yeah, of course.
Oh, that's true. Actually,
Yeah,
Again,
birds,
and-
yeah, shadows fly on it.
Yeah, and you're not at high tide yet, so the waves are not massive.
okay.
So at this point, Mira just dives into the water, and you just are witnessing a Zora. Basically, she's just going in and out in various spirals and hopping out of the water and back into it. It's looked like she's very much in her element.
Call her Aqua Woman.
At this point, well, Cizri and Duch, you both are going to be swimming. Yep. Well,
Sorry, I just got excited.
no, you're fine.
You can do this. Guidance.
I need both of you go ahead and make
I
athletics
totally
checks.
believe in you. Here's some extra help.
Yeah.
Athletics, right?
Athletics, yeah.
Okay. I don't think I needed it, but thank you. I got a 21 total with guidance.
Very nice. I got a 19. So
Well, the good news is both of you are able to keep afloat as Mira is watching and making sure that none of you, that nothing happens to either of you. You both are fine, and you make it to shore. Aaron and Ava, you know what comes next, buds.
Yeah. Shadow time.
Make
It
the
doesn't really go on him. It just goes on. It doesn't really go on like Aaron. It's mostly
Yeah.
Avon that has to do the work.
so go ahead and make a dexterity saving throws as we've done before.
Hey, 21.
All right. As you go, Aaron, you're just skimming the surface of the water as bits of ocean are almost slapping against it. The scent of the brine of the sea filling your nostrils as you're going and hearing the waves crash and smack into each other. Bits of water comes across you as you see your shadow skimming the surface of the water. Avam, you are able to be focused and you're moving the whole time. And once you approach land, you're able to come out of the shadow, and you all are there soaking wet. But you turn and you look, and even at this distance, you see the mountain range that you need to head to in order to get to Kakariko Village. And that's what we'll pick up next week.
Question for you. Is
Yes.
Avon wet as well? Does a shadow get wet?
We are going to be avoiding that scientific question. I'm going to say no.
Water gets wet.
I refuse to get into any kind of no. Shadows are weird. I'm not getting into that. I love science. I love physics. Not touching that tonight. So apart from that, everyone, thank you so much for watching tonight. Join us tomorrow night as we're doing a bit of a chill stream, maybe a bit of a Q&A with the Feywild party. I'll more than likely be hopping on at some point, answer any questions regarding that about Phelan or Colin. But apart from that, also stay tuned Thursday for Fates United and also on Bardic Dice. And then Sunday, if they do Mario Party for Marquee Gaming, you're definitely not going to want to miss that. It's going to be a great time. As always, thank you all so much for joining us. Stick around. We're going to go ahead and raid someone. And apart from that, everyone, thank you so much. And as always, keep rolling those dice. Bye.
It's a great point, Mark.
Do we really have to go into that debate right now?
Yes.
Yes,
20
it is
minutes.
of
I mean,
dire
minimum.
importance.
Shadow and what he's doing are different, though. He's not a shadow. He's in a shadow.
I mean, that's fair. That's true. Okay, we're going based purely off of mechanic, right? Of like how he can still be hit within the shadow.